Chapter 301. Chapter 301. Fang Yuan vs. Zhu Ba 2. Looking at the number 8 expert in 4th Inner City Senior Zhu Ba, beat until he vomited blood by a newcomer, this scene overturned many people's expectations. But Zhu Ba was still an experienced veteran. He suddenly shouted, stretching out both arms and tightly hugged Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan felt that he was wrapped by cotton. The fat meat squeezed at him from all directions, causing him to be unable to move. He punched and kicked, hitting flesh with every hit. Zhu Ba's bones were broken, and his flesh was beaten to pulp, mashed under his skin. But Zhu Ba gritted his teeth, forcefully trapping Fang Yuan. He was almost beaten senseless by Fang Yuan, but the only clear thought on his mind reminded him, if he let this monster out, he would be in deep trouble. As the space around him was squeezed, Fang Yuan snorted, showing no fear as he activated the all-out effort GU. A green bull phantom appeared in mid-air. A new beast phantom. Bai Ningbing saw this and her pupils shrunk. Secretly, Fang Yuan had already grown this powerful. If I go against him, with just my GU worms, I'm afraid, Bai Ningbing's heart sank. The bull's strength was strong and lasting. Fang Yuan stretched out his arms and pulled Zhu Ba's fat arms that were tightly coiled around him. Comparing strength, how could Zhu Ba be his match? Zhu Ba tried his best, his arms were shivering, and sweat poured down like rain, but he could not stop Fang Yuan. Damn it, if he gets loose, I am done for. Zhu Ba felt an intense feeling of unease. The intense premonition of death was causing him to feel extremely scared. I admit defeat, he screamed. Compared to his life, what was fame? The hosting GU master immediately used the battle stage to forcefully separate the two. The battle has been decided. Fang Zheng wins, Zhu Ba loses. The hosting GU master announced. The crowd gasped. He actually won. Zhu Ba is just a paper tiger, pretending to be strong on the outside. I was almost fooled by him. Zhu Ba can't even beat a newcomer. How can he be the number 8 expert? This is truly shameful for our 4th Inner City battle stage. Zhu Ba's pathetic state now destroyed the image he had painstakingly built up over the years. Bai Ningbing heard the chattering, and shook her head internally. Zhu Ba has been an expert for many years. He is definitely strong. Unfortunately he met Fang Yuan. Zhu Ba's fighting style was countering his opponent's attacks. First using defense to waste his opponent's primeval essence and stamina, then counter-attacking to win. But he fought against Fang Yuan. This monster, as a strength cultivator, coupled with the heavenly essence treasure lotus, he has endless primeval essence. Stamina is also his forte as a strength cultivator. The two countered each other in different aspects, but the tougher one won. Speaking of which, it was rather ironic. Bai Ningbing changed her style, becoming more scheming and devious. Fang Yuan was also changing. From his former scheming style, he started fighting with raw power, a forthright style that goes all in. The two seemed to have swapped styles. Zhu Ba fell and admitted defeat, losing to Fang Yuan. His reputation was completely tarnished. Good job. Below the stage, Wei Yong laughed as he said to Fang Yuan. This was Fang Yuan's first battle in 4th Inner City, thus Wei Yong came to watch. Fang Yuan's performance was out of Wei Yang's expectations. Wei Yong was very concerned about Fang Yuan, one because of the clan leader's orders and mission, but also because of their friendship. Maybe you were born for the strength path. At the banquet, Wei Yong exclaimed. He patted Fang Yuan's shoulders. I walked on the strength path in the past, but failed. Now, I see hope in you. Do you know, many eyes are watching you now. Continue walking on this path without doubt. Fang Yuan nodded. He knew his circumstance. He had just risen to 4th Inner City, and met Zhu Ba, defeating him. Getting famous overnight, many were taken aback. This battle had just ended, but he had received many people's forceful challenge. These people were mostly strength path GU masters, coming after his all-out effort GU. The better he performs, the greater the value of the all-out effort GU, and the more greed it attracts. Right now, those that were coming for him were all experts in 4th Inner City. Henceforth, his predicament would only get tougher. But the tougher it got, the more his battle intent surged, as Fang Yuan felt his blood burning. Just this level of risk and difficulty, what are they? How can they stop me, Fang Yuan's advancement? In this world, nobody is capable of ending my ambitions. 8 days later, he fought Jin Bian Yuan. After fighting evenly for a while, he unleashed his beast phantoms, destroying Jin Bian Yuan's core defensive GU worm, killing him on the spot. 10 days later, Liao Huadong, who was famed for aggressive attacks, fought against Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan fought attack with more attacks, taking him down head-on. If not for the hosting GU master, Liao Huadong would have been dead. 17 days later, Zhang De, who has the strength of 5 tigers, fought an exciting match against Fang Yuan, but was beaten like a dead dog, lying on the ground, motionlessly. Time continued to pass by, as Fang Yuan won again and again. There were many experts in Fourth Inner City, but Fang Yuan's growth was insane. Be it cultivation, addition of new GU worms, or other these aspects. The more he won, the more primeval stones he received. He fought his way through, advancing bravely. Every match was a treat to watch for the spectators. But on the other hand, he was very vigilant. He had never looked down on any opponent, getting all the information he needed beforehand. With Wei Yang and Li Ran, one having authority while the other one has an underground network, Fang Yuan could gather all the information necessary before a battle. He was not a brainless brute, he only accepted 4 matches a month. Although forceful challenge was a rule, to prevent intentional targeting, the challenge GU master can have 8 days of rest time after every match. Fang Yuan used this time to prepare himself adequately, ignoring the taunting from others. He focused on cultivating. The battle stage's purpose was to assess and train himself, as well as a source of revenue. He had become famous. His victories caused his name to spread wide. The strongest newcomer in history. The star of hope in reviving strength path. The ferocious and ruthless beast. Many titles were bestowed onto him, depicting his traits. Newcomer but has an amazing win record, owns the all-out effort GU, ruthless and cruel, never letting go of an enemy he can kill, and others. 3 months passed like this. This day, in the secret room, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing sat opposite each other. Bai Ningbing placed both palms on Fang Yuan's back, injecting her snow-silver primeval essence into him. The primeval essence were converted over by the flesh-bone unity GU. After some losses, they were injected into Fang Yuan's aperture. In the aperture, primeval essence ebbed and flowed, as waves crashed and assaulted the aperture walls. Swish swish swish. The tides rose and fell, never ending. The white light walls were assaulted and started to change. A moment later, the light walls were replaced by water walls, as the white light flowed like water, causing the aperture walls to become thicker and stronger. From rank 3 initial stage, he advanced to middle stage. Fang Yuan only used a few months. This was all due to the flesh-bone unity GU and Bai Ningbing. The higher the GU master's rank, the larger the difference between their cultivation across small realms. Bai Ningbing was rank 3 peak stage. It was very helpful to Fang Yuan. This speed, if exposed, would cause a great commotion. Even Fang Yuan, who was knowledgeable, felt secretly shocked. But Bai Ningbing, who was a former 10 extreme physique and had a monstrous cultivation speed, did not feel any shock towards Fang Yuan's advancement. If Bai Ningbing was rank 4, using the light gold primeval essence, Fang Yuan's cultivation speed would be increased further. Feeling the change in Fang Yuan's aura, Bai Ningbing knew he had succeeded and retracted her palm. So how, in a few days, you will reach 4th Inner City battle stage? Are you interested in raising your cultivation to rank 4? Fang Yuan turned around and asked. The higher Bai Ningbing's cultivation was, the faster he could cultivate himself. No need, if you can stand firm with rank 3 cultivation and fight your way through, so can I. Bai Ningbing snorted coldly, not showing any nice expressions Fang Yuan. But at the end, she added, my aptitude rose again, reaching 92%. At this rate, when are you going to give me the Yang GU? Oh, that's fast. Fang Yuan was shocked. He knew a lot about the 10 extreme aptitude, but the details were not in depth. Even though poison vow was removed, Bai Ningbing still served a huge purpose. You don't have to worry, with me around, I can protect your life. We used the poison vow GU before, even if you don't trust me, surely you trust the Gu's power. HMPH. Bai Ningbing did not rebuke him. These last few months she spent with Fang Yuan were the most peaceful period of her life. As the two worked hard together, and with the poison vow GU allowing them to form an alliance. But it seems, this guy, he's growing faster and gaining more rewards. Regarding this, Bai Ningbing had a clear understanding of their differences. Her improvement was large, but his was larger. These few months, Fang Yuan not only gained the strength of a turtle, but also used the rank 3 bronze skin GU, giving his skin another layer of defense. Rank 2 bronze skin GU can only give the GU master's skin increased defense for a limited period of time. The rank 3 bronze skin GU, used one's own body and grants this defense to their body permanently. Now, Fang Yuan's skin is bronze color, like he had undergone a suntan. Iron bones, steel tendon, bronze skin, with golden shield GU, Fang Yuan's defense was at initial success stage. Even among third inner city battle stage, it is sufficient to deal with any strong foe. As for the canopy GU, Fang Yuan had already sold it. It overlapped with the golden shield GU, and did not suit Fang Yuan's fighting style. Just as Fang Yuan advanced to middle stage, a group of people arrived outside Shang Clan City. Shang Clan City GU Fang Zheng is inside Huh. Tai Ruo Nan thought as she walked ahead of everyone. Tai Daoku greets young master. Tai Daoku rapidly paid his respects. Chapter 302. Chapter 302. Tai Ruo Nan. Tai Daoku, what happened to your eyes? Tai Ruo Nan saw Tai Daoku wearing a black eye patch and asked in surprise. Tai Daoku showed an embarrassed expression, speaking the truth, my eyes were injured by Bai Ningbing. A few months ago, he had a battle with Bai Ningbing, and suffered a great setback. Losing his left eye, his battle strength fell drastically, and with the hand blade GU mercilessly taken by Bai Ningbing, he was no longer her match. But Tai Daoku did not give up. He had a determined heart, gritting his teeth and relied on the battle stage, along with taking some jobs of escorting and investigating to survive in Shang Clan City. He was like a lone wolf licking his wounds, as he observed Fang and Bai secretly, slowly gaining back his strength as well as reporting to the clan. Precisely because of his letter, Tai Ruo Nan brought a team here personally. Bai Ningbing actually injured you. Tai Daoku, your intel had some errors, why did you not mention this in your letter? Tai Ruo Nan frowned, slightly unhappy. How could I have the face to say it? Tai Daoku laughed bitterly, he was a rank 3 GU master, he had his pride and dignity. But towards Tai Ruo Nan's accusation, he lowered his head, answering, it was my mistake. He was a proud man, but he was very respectful to Tai Ruo Nan. It has been 2 years. 2 years ago, Tai Shui Leng's death was reported to the clan, causing them to fall into deep sorrow. A rank 5 GU master was a great strength, standing at the peak of the mortal realm, even a huge clan like Tai Clan would feel pain in losing one. Moreover, this was the divine investigator Tai Shui Leng. His name spread throughout the southern border, he was a symbol and a flag for Tai Clan. Tai Shui Leng's death was a loss to Tai Clan, but also a loss to the entire righteous faction. Just as the clan grieved, Tai Ruo Nan, as Tai Shui Leng's daughter, stood up. She had been following her father, roaming the southern border. After returning to the clan, she challenged the Tai Clan 13 halls, defeating her foes in the arena battles and becoming one of the 8 young masters in Tai Clan. After taking over Tai Clan's internal affairs, she cracked many cases, corruption and greed could not hide from her, as she brought the criminals to justice. Tai Shui Leng fell, but Tai Ruo Nan rose, taking over her father's duty, and became the new rising star for the last 2 years in Tai Clan. Tai Ruo Nan's name started to travel wide, and even Tai Daoku, someone who was far away in Shang Clan City, heard about her stories. Tai Clan and Shang Clan had different policies, even if Tai Ruo Nan fails to attain the position of Tai Clan leader, she will still be an important member, a great general protecting the mountain. She was young, but already rank 3 upper stage. Her title of genius was true to its name. Be it Tai Ruo Nan's current or future achievements, it was worth Tai Daoku's respect. Tai Mu, go see to his injuries. Tai Ruo Nan waved her hand, saying. Tai Mu had a delicate face, he was the healing GU master in the team. He quickly went forward and checked Tai Daoku's eyes in front of everyone. In just a few breaths, Tai Mu reported, his eye is crippled, there is nothing I can do. To heal it, a rank 5 GU master is needed. He was being humble, merely 28 years old but already rank 3 peak stage, he was a clan elite from Tai Clan's side branch. Many people tried to recruit him, but he decided to serve Tai Ruo Nan instead. These few years, Tai Ruo Nan had taken the role of young master, and her forces expanded, recruiting many talented elites into her faction. Tai Mu was only one of them. In Shang Clan City, there is a rank 5 expert named Dr. Su Shou. Tai Daoku, take this money and go heal your eyes. Tai Ruo Nan took out a primeval elder GU, and threw it to Tai Daoku. Thank you young master. Tai Daoku took the GU and showed a grateful expression. Dr. Su Shou's treatment fee was extremely expensive, he had scrimped and saved these few years, to save up enough money to heal his eyes. But 100,000 primeval stones was not a small sum. Commodity prices in Shang Clan City is high, and Tai Daoku had to buy a hand blade GU, he had no opportunity to save enough money. He straightened his back. I have already reserved a garden estate for young master to stay in, please follow me. But Tai Ruo Nan waved her hand. No rush, bring me to Nanchu Garden. In your report, you mentioned that Fang and Bai stayed at Nanchu Garden, right? Yes, that is so. Tai Daoku was stunned, not expecting Tai Ruonan to be so direct. Lead the way, Tai Ruonan instructed. Yes, Tai Ruonan had a swift and decisive nature, but a moment later, she was denied entry. Sorry, my two masters are cultivating in their secret rooms. Nanchu Garden's doorboy respectfully said. What, scared, trying to hide inside? Tai Daoku snorted in disdain. The doorboy had been specially trained by Shang clan, he had great qualities. After giving Tai Daoku a look, he remaining guarding the door firmly, not letting them through. Tai Ruonan was one of the young masters of the great Tai clan, she would not make a fuss towards a child. She smiled, taking out an invitation, passing it to the doorboy. No worry, pass them my invitation letter. I have some relationship with your masters, we will come again at night. I will definitely convey Lord's message, but they are in closed cultivation, I cannot guarantee when they will come out. They might not come out by dinner time. The doorboy reminded before they left. Until dinner time, when Tai clan came again, they were rejected once more. I think this Fang and Bai are afraid of young master's grandeur, hiding inside afraid to show up. Maybe they are trying to display their authority, specially targeting us. Tai clan gang guessed, speaking in indignance. They had visited twice, but were treated like this. Did they really think so highly of themselves? Even Shang clan young master would need to leave his work and come to attend to the group. Do not be anxious, we will come again tomorrow morning. Tai Ruonan calmed the gang, handing out another invitation as she showed an expression deep in thought. On the second morning, Nanchu Garden closed shut again. Tai clan gang's emotions were surging, almost breaking through by force, but were halted by Tai Ruonan, who handed out another invitation. The group had just left, and Fang Yuan came out of his secret room. Tai Ruonan, hearing the servant's report, Fang Yuan gave a weird look. He knew that this woman was Tai Shuileng's daughter, didn't she die on Qingmao Mountain? Tai Shuileng flew out of the bronze mask of the mountain giant puppet Jiyu, using the steel hand Jiyu to save Tai Ruonan. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing were engaging in a fierce fight at that moment, his vision obstructed by the white form Immortal snake, thus he did not see it. After the fog dispersed, he was attacked by the crane group, the scene was a mess and he did not have a second to rest. Even until Bai Ningbing self-detonated, Fang Yuan did not see Tai Ruonan. Thus, in Fang Yuan's impression, he had always thought that the Tai clan father and daughter had died on Qingmao Mountain. To think this Tai Ruonan is still alive, not only that, she even became Tai clan young master. Fang Yuan held the 3 invitations, taking a look and frowning deeply. Seeing this name, he felt a strong killing intent oozing out of his heart. This person is too much of an eyesore. A survivor of Qingmao Mountain, had interacted with himself and Jiyu Fangzheng, a huge threat to himself. If his true identity was exposed, it would affect his current peaceful lifestyle, and the haven he had painstakingly crafted in Shang Clan City would be lost. But this Tai Ruonan, Fang Yuan could not do anything to her. Tai Clan young master, in Shang Clan City, he was not permitted to kill her. I am still too weak, if I was rank 6 like back then, I could kill this small fry with one finger. Fang Yuan sighed in his heart. Although his battle strength surged, and his growth was astounding, killing Tai Ruonan had consequences the current him could not bear. In fact, he could not even use his own name at this point. There is always a mountain higher than a mountain, an expert stronger than another expert. Rank 5 was only the mortal realm peak, yet he was merely rank 3. Fang Yuan quickly sorted his thoughts, eliminating her was the most direct method, but it could not be used, thus he had to think of a way to deal with this unwanted guest. The matter on Qingmao Mountain was not exposed, seeing Tai Ruonan's action, she must not know anything. Otherwise, she would not come with just this group to arrest me. She sent out 3 invitations and purposely displayed her determination of wanting to meet me. It seems she wants to learn what happened back then from me. After all, her father died on Qingmao Mountain. Then the matter now is, I am using Jiyu Fangzheng's name now, will she suspect my true identity? If she has suspicions, how do I get rid of her doubts? Or even worse, if my identity is exposed, how do I salvage it? From Shang Yanfei's findings, I have an ordinary aptitude, only my brother is a great aptitude, how do I explain the change in my talent? Fang Yuan's brain rapidly worked. He was a sly schemer. Having a vigilant nature, he always considered the worst outcome, and this huge crisis was no different. He quickly thought of a countermeasure. If I really get to that stage, I will sell the blood skull Jiyu to Shang Yanfei. He had been collecting the blood sea true inheritance. If I sell the blood skull Gu to him, he would be able to raise Shang Xinxi's aptitude. He dotes on her so much, using the man triumphing heaven Gu for her to change her fate. He will not reject this deal. Handing over the blood skull Gu would allow Fang Yuan to explain the reason why he concealed his identity. But unless the matter had progressed to the worst stage, Fang Yuan would definitely not sell the blood skull Gu. The blood skull Gu is a divine Gu to raise geniuses for a clan. If I sell it to Shang Clan's forces would expand rapidly. Although the blood skull Gu has no value to me anymore, it is another story for others. Fang Yuan did not know Fang Zheng was still alive now, and was experiencing a rapid growth in strength. Chapter 303. Chapter 303. I really want to kill her. Fang Yuan could not help but think again. According to Tai Clan's reaction, Tai Ruonan probably has no idea the blood skull Gu is in my hands. Maybe my great aptitude now is the greatest facade I have. Regarding this, Fang Yuan was spot on. The truth is, Tai Ruonan had never suspected Fang Yuan's identity. The reason was obviously aptitude. Tai Ruonan had always assumed that Fang Yuan was the desolate ancient moon physique. Regarding the weakness of the 10 extreme physique, she had learned much about it in Tai Clan. After such a long time had passed, if it was really Fang Yuan, he would have died long ago. Furthermore, from Tai Daoku's reports, Fang Yuan's fighting style of being brave and forthright was also a testament to his identity. In Tai Ruonan's mind, Fang Zheng was the one with such a style. As for that devious Fang Yuan, how could he fight with such ferocity? On Tai Ruonan's 4th visit, she finally met Fang Yuan. In the living room, only Fang Yuan and Tai Ruonan were present, the rest were sent away. To think that you and I would meet under such circumstances. Tai Ruonan exclaimed. Fang Yuan and Fang Zheng were twins, they looked almost identical. She exclaimed, but Fang Yuan was even more emotional, sighing deeply, the past is the past. Let it stay that way, I do not want to mention it again. Tai Ruonan's eyes shone sharply. No, some things cannot be forgotten. My visit this time is for the matter back then. You must know how my father died, please tell me the truth. Fang Yuan looked at Tai Ruonan deeply, she showed no fear, staring right back at him. Her gaze showed a strong determined spirit. Her eyes and eyebrows were sharper than before, as she did not roam around these few years, her slightly dark skin had turned pale, and together with her aquiline nose and red lips, it displayed the image of a heroic female general. No doubt, she was a beauty. Although no match for Bai Ningbing and Shang Xinxi, her body had great shape, especially the long legs. Coupled with her unique disposition, it caused her to shine among people, and lure the conquering desire of men. But Fang Yuan was not concerned with her appearance. From her gaze, Fang Yuan sensed that she had no doubt about his identity. This was good. Then next, the problem was how to explain the matter back then. Fang Yuan knew, if he did not give a proper explanation, Tai Ruonan would not let go. Regarding this, Fang Yuan had his measures. Thus, he sighed. Every time I think about Qingmao maintain, my heart aches. You may have lost a father, but I lost a clan, every single one of my family, and was forced to roam in the wilds. Although Shang Clan City is good, it is after all a foreign land, there is no feeling of home. Saying so, his eyes turned red. Seeing Fang Yuan act like this, Tai Ruonan's tough as steel gaze softened. As people in similar circumstances, both of them were victims. But compared to her, Fang Zheng, who had lost all his clansmen, was no doubt more pitiful. Do you know, you killed a young master from my clan. If I had not stopped them, you would have been trialed by my clan already. Tai Ruonan changed the topic. Fang Yuan's expression changed, rapidly explaining, I know about the matter regarding Tai Daoku, it was not intentional. I dug the traps to deal with the grass skirt monkeys. Who asked your Tai clan to tail after me and fall into my trap? They were asking for death, how can you blame me? A life for a life, it is perfectly justified, no. Tai Ruonan's expression turned solemn. Fang Yuan laughed coldly in his heart. If that is the case, how many lives would I need to repay them? His face showed a cold smile too. Tai Ruonan, after so many things had happened, we are no longer naive kids. Your Tai clan has no justification in this matter. The reason you did not act is because of the purple thorn token in my hand, is that not the case? Tai Ruonan replied honestly. The purple thorn token is the main reason. But it can only protect your safety in Shang Clan City. Once you leave, we will not let you go. If you can tell me the truth behind the matter back then, I can assure you, as long as I live, Tai Clan will not pursue you for this matter. Fang Yuan's heart was slightly shocked. This Tai Ruo Nan seemed to have developed well these few years. Even as a Tai clan young master, not many had this level of authority. If you do not believe me, we can use the poison Bao Ji Yu. Tai Ruo Nan continued. Poison Bao Ji Yu again. To speak the truth, Fang Yuan was already getting sick of refining the eating one's words Ji Yu. The truth is nothing much, now that you are Tai clan's young master, can you not guess it? Fang Yuan lowered his head, secretly observing Tai Ruo Nan. He used this to probe her, but Tai Ruo Nan did not seem to notice it. The young girl smiled. Actually, even if you do not say it, I have an idea already. Fang Yuan's tone changed. You know. Tai Ruo Nan sighed slowly. The 10 extreme physique is not a secret to the high-tier clans in the GU master world. Causing that scene and sealing the entire Qingmao mountain in ice, even a rank 5 GU master cannot do it. But what I did not expect is, your brother was not the desolate ancient moon physique, but the northern dark ice soul physique. What? Fang Yuan called out in his mind, but his expression remained the same, only squinting appropriately. Why did she think I am the desolate ancient moon physique? Fang Yuan felt weird at the absurdity of her claim. Wait, no wonder back then, the GUU clan leader protected me for no reason. Don't tell me, they thought my cultivation speed was due to the 10 extreme physique. As he considered this, many things started to make sense. If she thinks so, then the northern dark ice soul physique is my greatest cover. This means she had never doubted my real identity. As long as I do not show a flaw in my pretense later. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan's face showed a complicated and painful expression. He did not speak, only sighing. The more he speaks, the more loopholes he creates, words lead to mistakes. Tai Ruo Nan looked at his expression and affirmed her guess, as her tone became softer. Fang Zheng, I know the pain in your heart is very complicated. The only who ruined your home, causing you to roam outside, and murdered your entire clan, was your own brother Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan stopped her words, his eyes turning red. Stop speaking, since you know so clearly, why must you ask me now? But I need a clear answer, all these were my assumptions. Tai Ruo Nan gave a forceful gaze. Fang Yuan nodded, as tears fell silently. Tai Ruo Nan seeing this, could not force him further, only saying dejectedly, do you know, I had rushed back to Qingmao Mountain, seeing the snow that engulfed the mountain, my heart was a mess. I know my father was killed by Fang Yuan, if he was still around, the hatred of killing my father is greater than the heavens, I will definitely kill him for revenge. But he is already dead. So what if I am not content with the outcome? I want to be filial to my parents but it is too late, I want to kill the murderer but he is already dead. It is the greatest regret in life. Tai Ruo Nan sighed, not knowing that her mortal enemy was right in front of her. Fang Yuan snorted coldly, showing displeasure. Fang Yuan is after all my brother, he is already dead, what more do you want? Tai Ruo Nan's eyes shone, I want to know some things. Back then, my father had received a mysterious letter, I know what is written in it. It says that the GUU village contained a blood sea inheritance, thus my father disregarded his injuries and rushed to Qingmao Mountain immediately. Do you and Bai Ningbing know about it? Fang Yuan shook his head, if I obtained it, I would have used it already. Why would I suffer so much on this journey? Tai Ruo Nan stared at Fang Yuan with deep meaning, the blood sea inheritance brings endless disasters. Back then, the demonic path GU Master Blood Sea ancestor left this vile inheritance behind. Getting to the root of the problem, my father's death was also due to this inheritance. Fang Zheng, if you really received this inheritance, I hope you can hand it over to me, and let me compensate for some of my regrets. Fang Yuan shook his head, no means no. Tai Ruo Nan was solemn, before speaking, according to my reports, you have a GU in your possession that gives off a strong blood aura, you used to use it as a long-range attack. But after you converted to a strength path cultivation, you no longer use it. Why is that? Fang Yuan was stunned, before realizing. You are suspecting me of taking the blood sea inheritance, but wanted to conceal it. HMPH, you mean this GU? Fang Yuan willed, and took out the blood moon GU from his aperture, tossing it to Tai Ruo Nan. This is the blood moon GU from my clan, did you not see my brother use it before? Back when the explosion occurred, my clan leader and Bai clan leader worked together and protected me and Bai Ningbing at the expense of their lives. The clan leader handed me his remaining GU, and during the journey with Bai Ningbing, many GU died of hunger, but only this blood moon GU remained became it was easy to feed. Fang Yuan's words not only answered Tai Ruo Nan's enquiry, but even explained why he and Bai Ningbing were able to escape from the icy hell. Tai Ruonan inspected the blood moon Ji, her expression turning relaxed. So that's it. Your clan leader was courageous. In order to protect the bloodline, he sacrificed himself. He is truly noble. Fang Yuan snorted. That is why I have to live better, and rebuild Jiu village. Whoever dares to stop me, I will end his life. This explains why he was so cruel and ruthless in the battle stage. Although we did not spend much time together, I can evidently feel that you have changed. Tai Ruonan looked at Fang Yuan. She was only reminiscing and did not suspect him. After encountering such a trauma, most people would change, that was normal. Fang Yuan looked at her plainly. People change, didn't you change as well? Tai Ruonan shook her head. I have just been walking on my own road. After that, both of them went silent. Long after, Tai Ruonan spoke. I will bring Tai Daoku back. I promise you, Tai clan will no longer pursue this matter. Relying on Shang clan and rebuilding your clan is a good method. Many people succeeded, and I wish you success as well. After saying that, the young girl stood up and left decisively. Fang Yuan looked at her leave, his eyes squinting. He had an obscure premonition. This Tai Ruonan was not simple. She might bring him great problems in the future. I really want to kill her in advance. Fang Yuan was filled with helpless regret. Chapter 304. Chapter 304. Bitter Strength Gu. Tai Ruonan really left. And like she said, she took Tai Daoku with her. Fang Yuan understood very well what kind of person Tai Daoku was. Being able to fight intensely with Bai Ningbing for such a long time, he clearly was an expert and could not be looked down upon. Now, he had been recruited by Tai Ruonan. This Tai Ruonan must be eliminated. Leaving her alive will be an enormous threat. Fang Yuan had an intense premonition in his heart, because Tai Ruonan, him and Bai Ningbing had a common point. They were people who found the road they want to walk on in life. Such people had great willpower and courage. As long as they didn't die prematurely, they were sure to have huge accomplishments. Tai Ruonan also had a great aptitude along with the support of Tai clan. She was one of the 8 young masters of Tai clan. Just this alone, Fang and Bai could not compare with her even with the purple thorn tokens. If our growth continues like this, she will gradually throw me and Bai Ningbing far away. Only through the 3 kings' inheritance can I decrease the gap between us. Fang Yuan made a plan. With a normal development, Fang and Bai were not Tai Ruonan's match. The latter was one of the young masters of Tai clan. The resources she received were so much that Fang and Bai could not even begin to compare. Only by walking on an uncommon route, by taking risks and shortcuts, could they decrease this gap. The 3 kings' inheritance and the great demonic righteous battle of Yitian Mountain were such shortcuts. Spring came and left, autumn left and returned. The river of time continued to flow ceaselessly and over a year passed. Nanchu Garden, secret room. Fang Yuan was sitting cross-legged on a cushion, beads of sweat seeped out of his forehead, as he gritted his teeth and endured. He was refining Gu and it was the crucial moment. A red, orange and green sphere floated in midair, the size of a basket. Its lights tinged Fang Yuan's face with a variety of colors. Doing 4 tasks at once. Stone Turtle Strength Gu, go. Following Fang Yuan's will, a darkish light flew out of his aperture and pierced into the 3-colored light sphere. The addition of Stone Turtle Strength Gu immediately created an intense reaction in the 3-colored light sphere. The light sphere, which had red, orange and 3 colors, now had a dark light mixed into it. The 4 colors contended against each other, but no one could overwhelm the other, and the battle became chaotic. For a moment, the 4 colors moved fiercely, just like boiling water which was being stirred by a large hand. Boom! Suddenly, there was a small explosion. The light sphere burst apart and formed a 4-colored rain. The light rain came fast and left just as quickly. In a blink of an eye, the secret room was submerged in darkness. Everything disappeared. Failed again. In the eerie darkness, Fang Yuan sighed softly. Blood slowly seeped out from his nose, and due to the failure in refining Gu, his soul also received a backlash, causing him to have a burst of dizziness. This was already the 4th failure. A year and a half has gone. I have advanced to 3rd inner city from the 4th. However, I haven't been able to buy Bitter Strength Gu. Fang Yuan knew the reason. One was because Bitter Strength Gu was extremely rare and also very expensive. It rarely appeared even in Shang Clan City. Second was because Shang Yazi was the one who managed the shops and was obstructing Fang Yuan from the dark. Shang Yazi was one of the young masters of Shang Clan and was in control of the stores in Shang Clan City. Fang Yuan wanted to buy Bitter Strength Gu, and Shang Yazi possessed all kinds of ways to obstruct Fang Yuan. 2 years ago, Fang Yuan arrived at Shang Clan City and had extorted Shang Yazi. And after this was done, Shang Yazi relied on Bai Jiyu inheritance to pass the clan's examination and maintain his young master position. Although he was hindered by poison Bao Jiyu, not being able to make fatal moves against Fang Yuan, this way of taking revenge was still allowed. Shang Yazi was after all Shang Yanfei's son, each loss he suffered made him wiser. After the setbacks he suffered, he roused his spirit, wiped away his decadence, became cautious in indulging in wine and women, and became more shrewd. He relied on the clan's system to deal with Fang Yuan, using more hidden means that even the purple thorn token Fang Yuan possessed was of no use. Purple thorn token holders were considered Shang Clan's esteemed guests. But in the end, they were outsiders and could not compare to Shang Yazi, who was Shang Clan's young master. Since he could not buy bitter strength Jiyu, Fang Yuan could only attempt to refine it himself. However, the success rate in refining bitter strength Jiyu was really very low. Counting in today's attempt, Fang Yuan had already tried the fusion 4 times and in the process lost brown bear strength Jiyu, galloping horse strength Jiyu, green bull labor Jiyu and stone turtle strength Jiyu. Apart from these, he had also lost precious supplementary materials and large amounts of primeval stones. Fortunately, Fang Yuan was able to keep on winning at the battle stage and earn resources, allowing him to bear the cost of Jiyu refinement failure. Sigh, this time is also a failure. I can only wait for my injuries to recover before I try again. Fang Yuan sighed. Jiyu refinement required prudence. Failure to refine a Jiyu could inflict backlash on the Jiyu master's body and soul. Injuries on the body were easier to resolve, but because of multitasking, the soul suffered damage which was extremely troublesome to deal. The higher the rank and rarer the Jiyu was, the more severe the consequences of failure. Thus, refinement Jiyu masters would often be seriously injured or become bedridden because of Jiyu refinement failures, and sometimes the backlash even led to deaths. It was not that Jiyu which could heal the soul did not exist, but they were all extremely rare and were usually kept secretly by the large clans. The injuries to his soul this time would inflict light dizziness to Fang Yuan for over a month. This dizziness would affect Fang Yuan's battle strength, and such a minor gap could be fatal in a battle between experts. Thus Fang Yuan usually attempted this after an interval of a month to let his soul have enough time to recuperate. Jiyu refinement failed, but today's cultivation was not over. Fang Yuan waited in meditation. A short while later, he heard a knock from outside. He opened the door and welcomed Bai Ningbing. Over this course of a year and a half, Bai Ningbing made rapid progress and also reached the 3rd inner city, having assembled a set of Jiyu worms. She was on par with Fang Yuan and rarely suffered losses. They were called the 2 new stars of this generation in the battle stage and received attention from many people. The 2 did not speak and only nodded to each other. Bai Ningbing sat cross-legged on the opposite cushion and placed her palms against Fang Yuan's back, pouring her snow-silver primeval essence. Bai Ningbing was intentionally suppressing her cultivation and thus, was still at rank 3 peak stage. In contrast, Fang Yuan's cultivation was advancing rapidly and was now only half a step away from rank 3 upper stage. 4 hours later, Bai Ningbing stopped injecting the primeval essence and withdrew her palms. Fang Yuan slowly opened his eyes. His aura was even more abundant and there was a vague feeling of fullness. This was the sign of cultivation close to breaking through. My cultivation is getting close to rank 3 upper stage, I will break through within a few days. Fang Yuan calmly analyzed in his mind. After I break through to upper stage, I will use the white silver relic Jiyu and directly push my cultivation to rank 3 peak stage. Like this, I can catch up to Bai Ningbing, and also ease Spring-Autumn Cicada's pressure on the aperture. Spring-Autumn Cicada was Fang Yuan's vital Jiyu and was also a rank 6 Jiyu. Over this course of a year and a half, it had been continually absorbing the water of the river of time and its aura was growing stronger as it recovered, creating a pressure on Fang Yuan's aperture again. But the situation this time was many times better than the one on Qingmao Mountain. Fang Yuan's cultivation was advancing rapidly, and with a rank 3 aperture, it was not as pressing as back then on Qingmao Mountain. All this should be attributed to Bone-Flesh Unity Jiyu and Bai Ningbing. Cultivation ended. Bai Ningbing stood up and left the secret room immediately. During the whole process, she did not say a word and her expression was cold as ice. Fang Yuan was also not someone who spoke a lot. Over this year and a half, the 2 were already used to interacting like this. Fang Yuan inwardly pondered, when I reach rank 3 peak stage, Bai Ningbing's primeval essence won't be of much help to me. But from this long period of interaction with her and from the minute changes in her aura, I can vaguely feel that she isn't far from rank 4 realm. Even if Bai Ningbing was trying her best to delay her cultivation, the curse of the 10 extreme physique had not disappeared and started showing its effect. According to what Bai Ningbing said, her aptitude had raised by 2% again and was now at 93%. Another 7% increase would reach 100% and she would regain her northern dark ice soul physique. If she reaches rank 4, her yellow gold primeval essence would be of great help to me in breaking through to rank 4 realm. In some aspects, she and I are in similar circumstances. I have spring autumn cicada and she has northern dark ice soul physique. 7 days later, Fang Yuan received good news from Wei Yong. An auction, a rarely seen disaster appeared at Jufeng Mountain and destroyed Zhu clan. The remnants of Zhu clan had submitted to Shang clan city and are auctioning large amounts of their clan's collections to maintain their livelihood. Thus, there will be an auction held soon. After saying this, Wei Yong intentionally said to Fang Yuan, "Brother Fang, your luck has come. I have investigated and found there is a bitter strength GU being auctioned this time." Wei Yong was clear of Fang Yuan's demand for bitter strength GU. Fang Yuan had even requested him to make inquiries before. The main thing is everyone in Shang Clan City are viewing this auction with importance. It will be difficult for young Master Shang Yazi to play tricks. Wei Yong added. The conflict between Shang Yazi and Fang Yuan was no secret to Shang Clan's higher-ups. Bitter strength GU, Zhu clan. Fang Yuan's gaze brightened. Zhu clan had centuries of foundation, there was sure to be many useful things up for bidding now that they were selling their properties. Bitter strength GU, which Fang Yuan had not obtained despite searching all over for it, was one of them. I have accumulated close to 1 million primeval stones in the course of this year and a half. I have a huge chance of successfully buying the bitter strength GU. Cases like Zhu clan's destruction aren't rare. In this world, besides human disaster, there are also natural disasters. Strong wind blows throughout the year in Jufeng Mountain. Although it is a spiritual mountain possessing spirit springs, the environment is really bad. There could be many treasures in Zhu clan's storage. I need to participate in the auction. Fang Yuan immediately decided. What? Zhu clan has a bitter strength GU. In a study, Shang Yazi slowly furrowed his brows. He was holding a document on one hand. The document contained most of the details of the auction. And his other hand was on the table, his index finger knocking on the surface. To think Fang Zheng's luck is so good, I did everything to obstruct him and it seems he is still going to obtain the bitter strength GU. Even father is paying attention to the auction this time, it won't be easy for me to interfere. But, Fang Zheng, I won't let you get the bitter strength GU so easily. I will also participate in the auction and make sure you suffer a huge loss. Shang Yazi could not help but let out a cold snort at the thought. He had always kept a grudge due to Fang Yuan's extortion. He was a narrow-minded and petty person, refusing to see Fang and Bai gain fame and status. He could only ease the hatred in his heart by seeing Fang and Bai's pain and suffering. Chapter 305. Chapter 305. Auction 1. Strong winds blow continuously throughout the year on Jufeng Mountain. Since its creation, Zhu Clan Village had been facing the threat of hurricanes. Zhu Clan Village is situated at the top of Jufeng Mountain, having hundreds of years of history. Contesting the natural disaster as mere humans, the clan often faced the threat of extermination, but they pulled through every time. But this time, they faced a giant hurricane that is rarely seen in 100 years. Zhu Clan Village could not longer defend themselves, and was destroyed by the disaster. The terrifying hurricane destroyed the spirit spring, and many people in Zhu Clan died. After losing their village, they could only leave and come to Shang Clan City, seeking refuge in hopes of rebuilding their home in the future. Commodity prices are high in Shang Clan City. To live, they had to sell their assets. To Zhu Clan, this was a disaster, but to others, this was a rare opportunity. Although Zhu Clan was a small-size clan, they had their secrets for being able to live on Jufeng Mountain and fighting the natural disaster for hundreds of years without falling. Zhu Clan selling off their assets made this auction very attractive to people. Once news got out, it attracted most people's attention in Shang Clan City. 7 days later, the auction was held. At the auction, it was overcrowding with people and there were 0 empty seats in the large hall. The private rooms on higher floors were all sold out as well. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing, using their purple thorn tokens, snatched a private room for themselves. Fang Yuan opened a slit in the curtain of the room, standing at one side feeling the rowdy atmosphere of the hall. At this time, the auction had not started yet, and nearly 1,000 people in the hall were talking among themselves, making a great commotion. Sigh, what a pity for Zhu Clan. After hundreds of years, they finally lost to the hurricane. Man really cannot contest the strength of the natural elements. Someone exclaimed. This is nothing much, new clans rise up and old clans get eliminated. Just like a few years ago, the 3 clans on Qingmao Mountain were wiped out together. Zhu clan's demise was nothing extraordinary. Someone felt indifferent. Zhu clan's tragedy is our happiness. I hear there are lots of good stuff in this auction. Someone was gloating at the clan's disaster. So many Zhu clansmen entered Shang Clan City, this will cause great disturbance to Shang Clan City's economy. Someone predicted the future. At this moment, there was a huge commotion. Look, that is Shang Clan young master Chu Niu. Fang Yuan followed the voice and looked, seeing Shang Chu Niu walk in from the entrance, taking large strides in. He had a muscular build and his steps were stable. He was 30 years old now, as Shang Yanfei's eldest son. Greetings to eldest young master Chu Niu. My respects to eldest young master. It is our honor to be able to see eldest young master in person. At once, many people rushed up and paid respects to Chu Niu. Hello everyone. Chu Niu did not speak much, smiling lightly as he calmly faced the situation. Finally, he walked into a private room under everyone's gaze. The auction house became quiet again. But soon after, a commotion rose again. Young Master Chao Feng and Fu Shi are here too. They had a great relationship since young, as expected, they came here today together. The 4th son Shang Chao Feng still had a messy hair and a wild aura. The 13th son Shang Fu Shi was refined and delicate, looking like a scholar. The two talked as they entered the private room together. Their servants opened a path for them along the way, and they did not care about the surrounding people. Fang Yuan looked with a cold expression, squinting. In his memory, Shang Chao Feng almost managed to get the Shang clan leader position, he was Shang Xinxi's greatest competitor. He was wicked and devious, and had decisive courage, this was somewhat like Shang Yanfei. Shang Fu Shi was his greatest supporter, willingly going under him and had wits, being good at planning. In the future, when the righteous demonic battle at Yitian Mountain occurred, he schemed and employed strategies that caused great damage to the demonic GU masters, gaining fame instantly. The two, one was capable and the other was good at scheming, complementing each other. The former controlled the GU battle zone while the latter controlled the auction zone. They were both important domains in Shang Clan City, being fully developed. Right now, these two were the 3rd largest faction among the 10 contesting young masters. Before Shang Chao Feng and Shang Fu Shi entered their room, another group of people came. Shang Pu Lao, Shang Suan Ni, and Shang Bai Shi walked in full of smiles as they spoke. These 3 were the 8th, 9th, and 10th children of Shang Yanfei. Because of benefits, they formed into a small alliance. They were the 2nd largest faction among the contesting young masters as they had a strong collective force and were temporarily suppressing Shang Chaofeng and Shang Fuxi. Shang Pu Lao controlled the brothels in Shang Clan City, he was a Casanova and womanizer. Shang Suan Ni was in charge of restaurants and silk stores, having a large mouth and wide nose, 2 traces of yellow smoke came out of his nose when he breathed. Shang Bai Shi was short and fat, but was also a strength path GU master. His core GU was the turtle tire GU, having the strength of 10 turtles. Shang Suan Ni and Shang Bai Shi were strong experts in cultivation, while Shang Pu Lao had literary talent and fate with women. With the 3 as the head, 2 fighters and 1 scholar, they had great coordination. The 3 young masters did not choose a room, but sat in the hall. Shang Pu Lao had great interpersonal communication skills, everywhere he went, people followed. He spoke casually among the people, blending in perfectly, causing the scene to be even more liven. On his left and right, Shang Suan Ni and Shang Bai Shi stood like 2 guardians. Shang Yanfei's children are all dragons and phoenixes among men. Fang Yuan sighed internally. He had a clear understanding of Shang Clan's 10 young master situation now. Right now, there were 3 factions among the young masters. The first was Shang Chu Niu. He was Shang Yanfei's eldest son, with just this identity, he had many Shang clan elders and clansmen supporting him. The second was Shang Pu Lao, Shang Suan Ni, and Shang Bai Shi, the 3 gathered into a strong force and were currently the center of attention. The third was Shang Chaofeng and Shang Fuxi, hiding their strength and awaiting a chance to rise up. As for the others, Shang Yazi was a loner, having little influence. Shang Qiwen was bubbly and vibrant, but had no ambition. Shang Pai Shu had great talent, but was too scheming. I want to help Shang Xinxi ascend to the throne, we cannot compete with the 3 factions. Although Shang Xinxi can cultivate, a forcefully awakened aperture only has C-grade aptitude, this is not a weak foundation but 0 foundation. Shang Xinxi was Shang Yanfei's illegitimate daughter, and her mother was from Zhang clan. Zhang clan and Wu clan were very close, having much grudges with Shang clan. This was Shang Xinxi's political weakness. Every year, during the young master assessment, there is a great opportunity for Shang Yanfei's other children to rise up. In my memory, Shang Xinxi only became Shang clan young master after 6 years. But this is too long. If I want to make use of her, I have to get her up there as soon as possible. This year's assessment is a chance. Fang Yuan evaluated in his heart. To get Shang Xinxi into power, he had to deal with Shang Yanfei's other children. Since he could not deal with the 3 large factions, he will have to deal with the others. On this aspect, Fang Yuan had a plan ever since he entered Shang clan city. Just as he thought about Shang Xinxi, she arrived. Numerous eyeballs were attracted to the entrance of the auction house. Shang clan's 2 beauties. Really pretty. Young master Shang Qiwen looks cute and innocent, but coming with Lady Shang Xinxi, she loses out in terms of appearance. The people discussed. Shang Xinxi and Shang Qiwen held hands and spoke as they entered the auction house. Shang Qiwen wore a colorful dress, her face was like peach, soft and tender. Shang Xinxi wore a green skirt, her black hair silky and her eyes shining like the moon. Her skin was white as snow and her lips were pink and tender. She looked elegant and graceful, gentle like water. When she smiled, it was pure and flawless, a perfect beauty. It caused people's gaze to become dazed. Beside the 2 of them, there were 4 servants. 2 of them were Tian Lan and Xiao Dai, Shang Xinxi's personal servants. The servants blocked the excited young men in the hall, as Shang Xinxi and Shang Qiwen walked towards Fang Yuan's private room. Brother He Tu, Sister Bai Yun. Shang Xinxi greeted, unable to hide the joy and excitement in her voice. Shang Yanfei used the man triumphing heaven Gu to forcefully awaken her aperture. These 2 years, he used a lot of precious Gu worms to raise her aptitude. From the lowest 20% D grade aptitude, it slowly rose to C grade 59%, a step away from B grade. Shang Yanfei paid such a huge price to nurture her, and taught her personally. Shang Xinxi felt his fatherly love, and her hatred vanished into thin air, enjoying the love and bliss. Shang Yanfei chose many Gu masters to teach her. Shang Xinxi stayed home for most of the time, studying more about Gu master cultivation of her own accord. She was smart and mature. Having faced some difficulties, she desired strength but was not arrogant, had strict goals for herself and improved by leaps and bounds, causing Shang Yanfei to be extremely pleased. This auction was a rare chance to relax. She had accepted Fang Yuan's invitation and wanted to come alone, but met Shang Qiwen along the way. Fang Zhang, I came uninvited, are you going to chase me out? Shang Qiwen laughed as she followed Shang Xinxi into the room. How would I dare to? Please take a seat. Fang Yuan invited her with a smile. Bai Ningbing sat at one side. Hearing this, she did not turn around, but remained expressionless. Shang Qiwen gave this ice beauty a curious look, thinking, outsiders say Bai Ningbing is cold and arrogant, it seems they were right. Next, she looked at Fang Yuan. Actually, this Fang Zhang is also extremely arrogant. After reaching 3rd inner city, and winning all his battles, never having a single loss, many forces started recruiting him. Shang Chaofeng, Shang Chuniu, Shang Pulao and others, they even held a banquet and invited him personally, but were rejected. These 2 being together truly birds of a feather flock together. Shang Qiwen controlled Shang Clan City's battle stage. She was extremely clear of Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing's situation. Fang and Bai had never lost a battle since they joined the battle stage. They had overwhelming talent and were the most famous people in the battle zone. Their fame even rivaled the 2 great rank 4 Gu masters, Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu. Anyone could tell that their future was promising. If any of the Shang clan young masters get their assistance, it would be a huge boost to their force. But she, Shang Qiwen, had no ambition, thus she did not send any invitations to them. Brother He Tu, it has been a while, are you doing fine? I heard you fought with a Gu master called Teng Long. Shang Xinxi sat beside Fang Yuan, her gaze fixed on him as she asked in concern. Fang Yuan laughed lightly. It has only been 10 days since we met, why is it, been a while? As for Teng Long, he could not even stop my advancement before losing. In this battle stage, only Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu are a threat, the rest are nothing to be worried about. Fang Yuan's calm words displayed his extraordinary pride and self-confidence, as Shang Qiwen listened with shining eyes, and Shang Xinxi's heart was moved once again. Chapter 306. Chapter 306. Auction 2. As time passed, more and more people entered the auction house. Look, that is one of the 5 generals of Shang clan, White Light Swordsman. Someone shouted. Wei Yang's title was the White Light Swordsman, he came as well. I have already checked, the bitter strength GU you want is the 13th item. But, Shang Yazi is already in the 5th private room. I heard he purposely withdrew all of his assets, you have to be careful brother Fang Zhang. Wei Yong walked into the private room, giving Fang Yuan important information. According to logic, the sequence of the auction items should not be revealed, and the identities of the guests should be kept secret as well. But as one of the 5 great generals of Shang clan, Wei Yong controlled the intelligence agency Fengyu Manor, thus it was easy for him to get all the information he wanted. Wei Yong patted Fang Yuan's shoulders, still feeling worried. Shang Yazi is not here for fun, he has at least 1,200,000 primeval stones on hand. The bitter strength GU is a treasure for strength path GU masters. Other than Shang Yazi, there are 2 more people who are your greatest competitors, one is Shang Baishi, the other is Zhu Kai Bei, you have to watch out. 10th son Shang Baishi had the turtle tire GU, having the strength of 10 turtles, he was a strength path GU master not inferior to Fang Yuan. He controlled the Shang clan city's substitute refinement zone, although there was not much profits there. His 8th brother Shang Pulao controlled the brothels and 9th brother Shang Suan Ni controlled the restaurants and silk stores, they earn buckets of primeval stones every day. If Shang Baishi wants the bitter strength GU, as an alliance mate, the 2 of them would surely help. Other than them, there was still Zhu Kai Bei. He had rank 4 cultivation, dominating 3rd inner city battle stage. What did rank 4 cultivation mean? In an ordinary clan, he would be a clan leader. Zhu Kai Bei was a rank 4 GU master, but remaining in the battle stage and rejected all of the invitations sent to him by all sorts of forces. I will not leave the battle stage unless I defeat Yan Tu, he declared. Yan Tu was also a rank 4 GU master, and was the same as Zhu Kai Bei as half the sky of battle stage. Both of them vowed to defeat each other, and only after they became a true number 1 would they leave the battle stage gloriously. Yan Tu is a fire path GU master, he would not have any desire for the bitter strength GU. But Zhu Kai Bei was a genuine strength path GU master, he had won numerous battles, only losing occasionally to Yan Tu, he had to have a lot of primeval stones on him. Thus, be it Shang Baishi or Zhu Kai Bei, they were Fang Yuan's competitors. I have some spare money here, use them for now. Next, Wei Yong passed Fang Yuan a primeval elder GU. Shang Qiwen gasped, slightly surprised. She knew Wei Yong and Fang Yuan were close, but did not think their relationship was so deep. She had investigated earlier, this auction had a light-type GU that would be useful to Wei Yong. To think he would hand his primeval stones over to Fang Yuan just for his sake. Looking at the elderly's cheerful expression, this primeval elder GU had nearly 1,000,000 primeval stones. This means that Wei Yong gave up on his own GU. Brother Wei, this, Fang Yuan showed hesitance, as he also revealed a look of gratitude. Say no more, accept them. I am only lending them to you, not giving them. From now on, I am your creditor. Wei Yong laughed loudly, not giving Fang Yuan a chance to reject, forcing the primeval elder GU onto him. Shang Xinxi at the other side also took out a primeval elder GU. Brother He too, this is mine. In her primeval elder GU, the cloud elder was frowning and upset. From that, one can deduce that there was around 100 to 300,000 primeval stones in it. This was the pocket money Shang Yanfei gave to her every month. She scrimped and saved, accumulating them and handed them all to Fang Yuan now. If I speak any more, it will be hypocritical. I accept it all, I will definitely repay you later. Fang Yuan laughed heartily, cupping his fists and keeping the primeval stones. Shang Xinxi smiled lightly, not thinking about Fang Yuan's repayment. Even if she had to give these to him, she would not feel upset. But she knew, with his temper, he will not accept such a gift, thus she could only lend him. That's the way. Wei Yong nodded. He had high hopes for Fang Yuan, and liked his clear definition of kindness and grudges. At one side, Shang Qiwen hesitated, but eventually did not take out her primeval elder GU. Her gaze was flickering with light, as she changed the topic. Look, Zhu Kai Bei is here. At the entrance of the auction house, a strong and muscular man appeared. He was at the prime of his life, 8 feet tall. His skin was tightly wrapped around his muscles, layers after layers. When he walked, every step was the exact same distance, showing his strict and disciplined nature. He was like a tower, tall and straight, giving off a sense of pressure to his surroundings. It caused people to move away from him, but also look at him with respect and reverence. He was Zhu Kai Bei. Rank 4 GU Master, the peak of experts in 3rd Inner City Battle Stage. Senior Ju, my clan's young master Shang Yazi invites you to the 5th private room. Lord Ju, my clan's young master Pu Lao is already in 4th private room, and has prepared a banquet. Sir Ju Kai Bei, this is the invitation from my clan's young master Chao Feng, please accept it. At once, many servants crowded over, representing their young masters and sent out invitations to Ju Kai Bei. But Ju Kai Bei snorted coldly, not looking at them, walking to the first row of the hall and sitting down. The servants looked at each other before helplessly leaving. Time passed, and after Ju Kai Bei, another important person arrived. This person was neither fat nor thin, not tall or short, had a common face but his features were strange. The left of his face was bright red, and the right was pale blue. The two colors split his face into 2 portions, from the center of his nose, 2 colors split on both sides. He is Shang Bu Li, to think he came. Wei Yong told Fang Yuan immediately. It is him indeed. Fang Yuan nodded slightly, having a clear picture in his mind. Shang Bu Li, titled, Two-Faced Man, was the #1 general under Shang Yanfei. He had rank 4 cultivation, controlling GU worms of fire and ice. He was Shang clan's most important subject, and was a clan elder in Shang clan, in charge of the trading of servants in Shang clan. His authority was higher than that of Wei Yong. When Shang Bu Li appeared, it attracted many greetings and bootlicking. He had a proud expression, squinting as he walked slowly between the people, enjoying the feeling of being praised to the heaven. His authority was greater than the 10 young masters. The young masters can only control some of Shang clan's businesses, but as the #1 subject of Shang clan, Shang Bu Li controlled the entire slave trade market in Shang clan. Shang Bu Li, can you walk faster, dragging your steps like this, are you a man? At this time, an unhappy tone complained. With Shang Bu Li's position, in Shang clan city, he was second only to the clan leader, who dared to be so rude to him. Shang Bu Li heard this, and his heart shuddered, shrinking his head as he turned around, bowing to the person speaking. Lord Dr. Su Shou, Bu Li pays respect to you. The person who came was Dr. Su Shou. She was one of the 4 great doctors of southern border, and had rank 5 cultivation. She had once treated Fang Yuan's injuries. She still wore a white shirt, and her face was covered in a white veil, preventing others from seeing her appearance, but her body curves could not be hidden. Shang Bu Li did not dare to look at her body, shifting his gaze to the floor beside her feet. Dr. Su Shou and clan leader Shang Yanfei had a complicated relationship. She had a high position in Shang clan. As Shang Yanfei's rumored lover, even if Shang Bu Li had a million guts, he would not dare to disrespect her. Just don't block my path. Dr. Su Shou snorted coldly, bringing her 8 white shirt servants and walking past Shang Bu Li, entering a private room and vanishing from everyone's sight. Shang Bu Li rubbed his nose, laughing bitterly. There was nothing he could do in front of Dr. Su Shou. Not long after, many people appeared again. Yan Tu, who shared the same fame as Ju Kai Bei, Shang Yanfei's 5th general Yi Huo, Yi Bu Wei elder from Yi clan, Fei Luan Feng elder from Fei clan, and others. This auction is a gathering of experts. There are established GU masters, new generation rising stars, lone warriors, and leaders of large clans. Among them, I wonder how many will become my obstacle. Fang Yuan thought. Sorry for the long wait everyone, the auction officially starts now. The hosting female GU master had a young beautiful appearance as she stood on the stage using the sound amplify GU. She knew everyone was impatient, thus she spoke quickly, and started introducing the first item. Frost Arrow GU, rank 4 GU, shaped like a drain fly, its body was blue like ice, and its mouth was long and needle-like. This kind of ice-type GU was a treasure in Ju clan village. It was like GU clan who collected many types of moon-type GU. Once the Frost Arrow GU is activated, frost energy gathers and it shoots out an arrow of ice to quickly assault the enemy. As everyone knows, its greatest advantage is low primeval essence consumption. Even a rank 3 GU master can use it. The base price is 70,000 primeval stones. The female GU master quickly introduced 75,000, 80,000, 85,000. The bids continued to rise, until 90,000, and the speed decreased drastically. GU masters' bids increased by 3,000, compared to 5,000 at the start. After the 100,000 benchmark, the 3,000 increment shrunk to 1,000. 110,000. Bai Ningbing said. The esteemed guest from 9th private room bid 110,000. The hosting GU master raised her pitch. This was the first time a guest from a private room had bid. 120,000. Shang Yazi's voice came out of fifth private room. Bai Ningbing squinted, calling, 130,000. Shang Yazi quickly followed, 140,000. Bai Ningbing gave Fang Yuan a glance, saying, 150,000. Fang Yuan shrugged. This bid was obviously Shang Yazi finding problems with them. Bai Ningbing was in the same room as Fang Yuan, thus she was targeted by Shang Yazi. She was really under fire for no reason. 150,000 for a frost arrow GUHMPH, I want you guys to suffer. In fifth private room, Shang Yazi laughed sinisterly, not bidding anymore. Although Bai Ningbing bought the frost arrow GU, she paid 40,000 extra. It seems Shang Yazi is here with a vengeance. Wei Yong sighed. Shang Xinxi also frowned, feeling worried for Fang Yuan. Chapter 307. Chapter 307, Auction 3. Take a look everyone, this is a 1,000-year wind willow. The female GU master pointed at the item on the stage and introduced. Wind willow is a rare type of plant that is used in refinement as material. It only grows in a location where there is sufficient wind energy to sustain its growth. Because Jufeng Mountain has winds all year round, they can produce large amounts of wind willows. An ordinary wind willow is only a few decades old, or a few centuries. But the current auction item, it is 1,000 years old, able to be used in rank 5 GU refinement. The base bid is 50,000 primeval stones, the auction starts now. Once she said so, people started bidding. 55,000. 58,000. 65,000. 70,000. The bids went up, as many people participated, most of them were professional refinement GU masters. A 1,000-year wind willow is rarely seen, even Zhu clan who had lived on Jufeng Mountain for hundreds of years, had only 18 remaining. Wind willow did not have tree branches, there is only the roots underground, and one stem. When the winds blow, this sole stem would sway with the winds, like seaweed underwater. The 1,000-year wind willow on the stage had been coiled up, but its length definitely exceeded 100 meters. Fang Yuan tried to intervene and bid, but that Shang Yazi immediately raised the bid by 5,000. Eventually, a refinement master obtained the wind willow, spending almost 100,000. The 1,000-year wind willow is the 8th item. During this period, whenever I bid for something, Shang Yazi would interfere. If I do nothing, he would remain silent too. It seems his sole purpose here today is to oppose me. Fang Yuan's gaze shone, gaining a deeper understanding of Shang Yazi's narrow-mindedness. Time continued to pass. 9th item, 10th item. What is displayed next is the 12th item. This is a chasing wind GU, rank 4 movement GU, it allows the GU master to have the speed to chase after winds. Base bid is 180,000. The female GU master's delicate voice reverberated in the entire auction house. 190,000. 200,000. 220,000. 250,000. Chasing wind GU was a popular auction item. Once it appeared, the first climax of the auction house appeared. Many people participated and bid, even the quiet private rooms started to bid for the item. Wind, light, lightning, cloud, these 4 types of GU were outstanding movement GU worms. Chasing wind GU was a rank 4 GU, it gave a great boost to the GU master's speed. Fang Yuan tried to bid, but Shang Yazi immediately followed after. Fang Yuan no longer said anything, as their bids were buried under the other people's voices. At times, new competitors entered the bidding, but more people gave up after seeing the absurd prices. When the chasing wind goose price rose to 350,000, only 2 GU masters were left competing. One was Yi Clan Elder Yi Bu Wei, the other was Fei Clan Elder Fei Luan Feng. Yi Clan and Fei Clan did not have a good relationship, the two competed as sparks arose. Eventually, the chasing wind GU was bought by Elder Yi Bu Wei using 440,000. Although Fang Yuan had over 2 million primeval stones, he did not participate. Chasing wind GU contained the Tao mark of wind, if he used it, his beast phantoms would cause a huge disturbance to the GU, causing the effect to weaken. Thus, chasing wind GU was not a good choice for Fang Yuan. If this was the rank 4 fairy wind GU, I would buy it, too bad this was merely a chasing wind GU. Fang Yuan had a recipe, he could use fairy wind GU, 7 shining stars GU and a few other materials to refine the fixed star GU, which was the main ingredient in refining fixed immortal travel GU. Dream travel, carefree travel, fixed immortal travel, liquor god travel, these were the 4 great movement GU. All of them were rank 6 GU. Dream travel could allow GU masters to enter other people's dreams. Carefree travel was best at dodging attacks. Fixed immortal travel could allow a GU master to teleport themselves to anywhere they want to go. Liquor god travel was the most special, and first appeared in less than Legends of Ren Zhu greater than, but that story is for later. Fang Yuan had his previous life's memories, thus he had the carefree travel GU and fixed immortal travel GU's recipes. Among them, the fixed immortal travel GU was most needed by Fang Yuan, but the success rate of refinement was extremely low, and he did not have enough materials for it either, thus he could only set it aside for now. Alright, for our 13th item, it is a bitter strength GU. The female GU master introduced on the stage, but even without her explanation, many GU masters' eyes were shining brightly. I have to obtain this bitter strength GU no matter what, no one can stop me, 200,000 primeval stones. Before the female GU master gave the base bid, Fang Yuan quickly shouted. Fang Yuan's words made Zhu Kaibei unhappy. Youngsters are so anxious, I bid 250,000. 300,000. Shang Baishi also bid quickly. 500,000. Fang Yuan reported a frightening price. The entire auction house went wild. That voice, I think it is Gu Fang Zheng. He sure is rich, bidding 500,000 just for a bitter strength GU. He had won so many times on the battle stage, he is affluent and loaded. People sighed, while some strength path GU masters had a bitter expression, they held some expectations towards the bitter strength GU, and wanted to try bidding, but with Fang Yuan's bid, they were kicked out of the race before even beginning. Even the female GU master on the stage was shocked. Bitter strength GU was rank 4, but strength path GU worms had little requirements towards the GU master in terms of primeval essence, rank 3 could barely activate them. Its market price was around 380,000, lower than the chasing wind GU. To think that Fang Yuan bid 500,000 immediately, 120,000 above the market value. Youngsters these days sure have vigor. Zhu Kaibei sighed, no longer competing. 500,000 primeval stones was enough for him to buy a few other useful GU worms. 8th brother, 9th brother, Shang Baishi looked at the two young masters hesitantly. 9th brother Shang Xuanni did not say anything, only looking at Shang Pulao. 10th brother, this depends on you. If you want to compete for it, we as brothers will support you all the way. Shang Pulao smiled and encouraged. Shang Baishi gritted his teeth. 500,000 it's too much of a loss. Never mind, let Fang Zheng take it. He also gave up. Fang Yuan's determined display removed two competitors for him. 500,000, going once. 500,000, going twice. 500,000, going thrick. Hold on, I bid 510,000. Right before the female GU master slammed the hammer, Shang Yazi said slowly in his private room. HMPH, Shang Yazi, you think you can stop me? 600,000. Fang Yuan immediately followed, speaking with strong disdain. Shang Yazi laughed coldly. I'll play with you if you want to Fang Zheng. 610. The people in the auction house started chattering. Fang Zheng and Shang Clan young master are at odds. How can this be? Fang Zheng has the purple thorn token, and is an esteemed guest in Shang Clan. He has no fear towards Shang Yazi's young master identity. But Shang Yazi is in charge of all the shops in Shang Clan, and has great wealth. This will be a battle among tigers and dragons. 700,000. Fang Yuan shouted. Shang Yazi, you lost to me previously, you are a loser. It seems you have not been punished enough. Shang Yazi retorted. Complete bullshit, we'll see who teaches who a lesson. 710. Once he said that, the crowd went wild. Shang Yazi and Fang Yuan's dispute was no secret to Shang Clan City's higher-ups. But to ordinary GU masters, it was news to them. At once, people started guessing why Shang Yazi has a grudge against Fang Yuan. Evidently, Shang Yazi lost in a fight to Fang Zheng before, and wants to take revenge. Why bother with the reasoning? Young Master Yazi is well known for his pettiness, even if a bystander knocks into him, he will take revenge. Fang Zheng is a lawless brute, it is no wonder that they would have conflicts. You are both wrong, I heard already, Shang Yazi and Fang Zheng went to Qinyan brothel before, and were interested in the number 1 lady there. But eventually Fang Zheng got her, and that led to Shang Yazi's animosity. Real or fake? Someone expressed doubt. The person who spoke earlier showed a fearless expression, pointing at a seat. Look there, that is Lady and you don't have to doubt me, just ask her. Thus, everyone sent a curious gaze towards her. Lady and was stunned too, not expecting herself to get involved, but she suddenly saw among the people, her pimp was winking at her. She immediately understood, this was a way to get famous. For a brothel prostitute like her, only such news would be able to raise her worth. She did not answer, but lowered her head, blushing. Once she did that, most of the suspicious people believed it. So that's what happened. Looking at Lady Anyu's expression, the answer is clear. You guys do not know the true story, but I do. In history, beauties are always paired with heroes. Why do you think Lady Anyu likes Fang Zheng? Why? Because Shang Yazi is thin and weak, he has a weak, lower body. But Fang Zheng is strong and energetic, every one of his strikes carries the all-out effort goose vigor. The impact of the wild boar, the slamming of the brown bear, the twisting of the crocodile tail, the force of the horse, the stamina of the green bull, and the endurance of the stone turtle such a man, which lady would not like him? Oh, immediately, many men understood. Some girls squeezed their thighs together, their faces blushing as they were deep in their imaginations. Lady Anyu's head was lowered even further, thinking happily in her heart, I'm on fire, I'm going to be famous. Just as the auction house was filled with rumors and guesses, Fang Yuan and Shang Yazi's competition had reached 810,000. Fang Zheng, with me here today, you are bound to lose. Give up, you are not my match. Shang Yazi laughed happily, he added 10,000 every single time to piss off Fang Yuan. You think I am afraid of you? It is merely 810,000, so what? Fang Yuan snorted coldly. Young master, this is enough, we should stop now. A servant carefully observed and advised. Shang Yazi hesitated. I know. Fang Zheng is adamant on getting the bitter strength GU. After he bids, I am going to bid once more, and stop. This idiot, spending more than 800,000 to buy a bitter strength GU, it is almost twice the market price. I can finally vent this anger, it feels so good. Ha ha ha. At this time, Fang Yuan continued. But this time, I shall let you off. You can have the bitter strength GU. Servant, Shang Yazi, Chapter 308. Chapter 308. Auction 4. Haha, I'm afraid Shang Yazi's face is green now. In the 9th private room, Wei Yong laughed uncontrollably. But brother Fang Zheng, is it really okay for you to not get the bitter strength GU? Beside him, Shang Xinxi gave Fang Yuan a look of concern. Fang Yuan laughed. I must get the bitter strength GU no matter what, but I am not idiot, spending 810,000 primeval stones on a GU. I would rather refine it myself, 810,000 it is enough for many tries. The chances of failure is very high, it will harm your body brother He too. Shang Xinxi expressed her worry. Fang Yuan shook his head slowly, he had others' plans for this, but he could not tell them. Hey, this Fang Zheng played Shang Yazi like a fool. He spent 810,000 on a bitter strength GU. The spectators watched with shining eyes. Shang Yazi, that idiot, this is a disgrace to all of us young masters. The Shang clan young masters were furious. To say the truth, Fang Zheng's acting was superb, even I was fooled by him. Someone sighed. The person on the spot is baffled, the onlooker sees clearly. I knew something was amiss long ago. Someone claimed that he knew. Shang Yazi is so petty and enjoys revenge, thus he kept raising his bid. But Fang Zheng also failed to get the GU he wanted, thus they were both losers. This is why you cannot bring feuds into the auction house. Zhu Kaibei thought in his heart. The real winner is the auction house. Zhu clan must be overjoyed, one bitter strength GU for 810,000. Everyone discussed among each other. But the truth is, they forgot one big winner. That is, Lady Anyu who shot to fame. Clink, Shang Yazi smashed his cup on the ground, breaking it. In 5th private room, the servants knelt on the ground, breathing as silently as they could. Shang Yazi sat on his seat, breathing roughly as veins popped up on his forehead, his face flushing with rage. He was tricked, 810,000, spent on a bitter strength GU he could not even use. Shang Yazi felt his own heart bleeding. The truth is, he was smart, after that setback, he learned his lesson and became wiser. For the last 2 years, he worked hard and managed the shops very well. But character decides your fate. He was petty and spiteful, hatred made him lose his rationality, thus falling for Fang Yuan's trap. Fang Zheng, if not for the poison vow GU, I will definitely kill you, I will chop you into 1,000,000 pieces. Shang Yazi screamed in his heart. The auction continued. 14th item, 15th, 16th, 18th, 28th. Another climax occurred, as the atmosphere livened up, and people quickly forgot Fang Yuan and Shang Yazi's conflict. The 32nd item, rank 4 atmosphere GU. The female GU master said. Atmosphere GU was shaped like a butterfly, having a pair of blue wings. Each time it fluttered, there would be sparkling dust created in the air. It was a very attractive sight. Atmosphere GU was a unique GU, it absorbed life energy and was born from the wind. It was a natural GU. Up till now, no recipe master had been able to develop their recipe. There were 3 types of recipe masters. Those that looked at the past, studying the ancient strength path, chi path and other GU worms recipes, attempting to restore them. Some looked at the present, studying naturally formed GU, attempting to produce their refinement recipe. And those who looked at the future, creating new and innovative refinement recipes from afresh. Atmosphere GU was not only created in a unique way, its use was also unique. It could be used on a race or group, using an invisible force to create a habit or hobby that affected the entire group. In ancient times, GU masters used it to deal with beast groups. If they were dealing with a group of steel needle boars, the GU master would use the atmosphere GU and target them, giving them the habit of rubbing their skin on rocks. The steel needle boar's fur were like steel needles, it was offense and defense in one. After rubbing on the rocks, they would get damaged, and the GU masters would be able to deal with them easily. But later, GU masters eventually realized that the atmosphere GU was the perfect weapon in ruling tribes or clans. Some clans lacked food, but loved to brew wine. After using the atmosphere GU, they removed the habit of brewing wine, and they had more food to eat, allowing the clan to develop better. The atmosphere GU could not only be used to deal with internal habits but also external. In history, there was a very famous example. 2 clans were in conflict, the weaker one used the atmosphere GU and caused the stronger clan's women to have the interest to bind their foot. This caused the women in this clan to become unable to carry out laborious tasks. The female GU masters also experienced a fall in strength, eventually the weaker clan overthrew and wiped them out. At the end of the day, this was a GU world, and there were all sorts of unimaginable GU worms. The female GU master introduced the GU before saying, Atmosphere GU, base bid is 260,000 primeval stones. 300,000, Yi clan elder Yi Bu Wei bid first. 350,000. Fei clan elder Yan Luan Feng was equally tough. 370,000. A recipe master shouted. 380,000. Wei Yong spoke, he was in charge of Feng Yu Manor, he wanted to use this atmosphere GU to make his subordinates work better. 500,000. Fang Yuan shouted. The crowd was silent. Fang Yuan was silent for a while, but this voice made everyone recall, it was the person who tricked Shang Yazi previously. 500,000 for an atmosphere GU. Fang Zheng, you still want to con me? Do I look like an idiot? Shang Yazi gritted his teeth, his eyes burning with rage. He had just spent 810,000 primeval stones, if he spends another 500,000, he would go bankrupt. 500,000, going once twice thrice sold. The female GU master announced. 500,000 was slightly above everyone's budget, no one bid anymore. The atmosphere GU was effective on a clan or force, but had little use towards individuals, it made many people feel indifferent towards it. Brother Fang Zheng, you could have gotten this GU for 460,000. Wei Yong sighed. Shang Xinxi had a different interpretation. No, considering Yi clan and Fei clan, those 2 elders might compete and raise the prices above this. Bidding 500,000 made both of them reluctant to bid, it was a good call. 460,000 500,000 it is only 40,000 more. Brother Wei, I will keep this GU then. Fang Yuan waved his hand, not bothered by it. Why, don't tell me you want to rebuild GU village. Wei Yong was shocked, not expecting Fang Yuan to be interested in the GU. Earlier, he thought Fang Yuan was bidding for his sake. Of course I need this GU, but the reason will have to kept secret for a while longer. Fang Yuan smiled, but did not elaborate. HMPH, acting secretive. Bai Ningbing hated this side of Fang Yuan, she knew he was scheming again and kept her guard up. After the atmosphere GU, it was a set of eating wind GU. 38 eating wind GU, grouped into one set and auctioned together. Eating wind GU was only rank 2, but had a great use, it allowed the GU master to consume wind and fill their stomachs. Ju clan was situated on top of Jufeng mountain, they specialized in wind type GU. The eating wind GU was one of their specialties. Time continued to pass. 34 35 38 44. Fang Yuan did not bid anymore, but Wei Yong tried once and successfully bought a light type GU, getting what he wanted. Bai Ningbing also bid 3 times, eventually getting a rank 3 tornado GU. Just as Fang Yuan lost all his interest, the final 49th item was displayed. This is the greatest treasure we have for this auction. It is not a GU worm, and is not a precious refinement material, but it is a recipe. The female GU master introduced. Next she added, this recipe, because it is extremely precious, it has not been appraised yet. This sentence made everyone curious. Normally, precious refinement recipes would have to be appraised carefully. Because, once the recipe is handed to a recipe master to appraise, there is a danger of it leaking. Recipe, it is best if less people know about it. A recipe that is known by everyone, is worth less than a blank piece of paper. The female GU master was experienced, thus she did not speak but let everyone digest the information. Seeing everyone deep in thought, but gathered their gaze on her once again, the female GU master smiled, throwing a bomb at them. This recipe is regarding the Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus. Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus? Did I hear wrongly? Rank 3 Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, Rank 4 Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus, Rank 5 Heavenly Essence Treasure King Lotus. This series of GU worms are too famous, I can easily recite them. This is the Immortal Venerable Genesis Lotus, Core GU. I heard whoever is able to refine the Rank 6 Heavenly Essence Treasure Imperial Lotus would be able to receive the Immortal Venerable Genesis Lotus, Inheritance Ground. To think Zhu clan had such a treasure. The people in the auction house were bursting with excitement. The female GU master continued, since everyone has an understanding of the Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, I shall not explain further. This is a recipe involving the refinement of the Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus. The starting bid is 500,000. The price of the recipe was much higher than GU worms. The recipe of the Rank 4 Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus was even more expensive than the Monarch Lotus itself. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. In theory, with the recipe, you will be able to create many Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus. Hold on, I have a question. Does this recipe require the Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus as the refinement material? Fang Yuan suddenly asked, shouting at the top of his lungs. The female GU master's expression changed, she did not want to answer, but Fang Yuan was the owner of a purple thorn token. She had been avoiding this question, but did not expect Fang Yuan's mind to be so astute, asking the most crucial question. She had no choice but to confess. Although in principle, we do not reveal the details of the recipe, but with Shang clan's integrity, this recipe does indeed need the Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus as the main ingredient. Everyone gasped. The Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus is needed as the main ingredient, where are we going to find one? No wonder Zhu clan did not refine the Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus despite having this recipe. What use does this have? We can't do anything with it, this is too awkward. That was close, thankfully Fang Zheng asked that question. Mostly importantly, this recipe's authenticity has not been appraised yet. This recipe was kept as a treasure by Zhu clan, it definitely is something good. I will bid 520,000. A recipe master bid. Even so, the recipe regarding the Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus still had great attraction to some GU masters. 550,000. 580,000. The bids went up, slower and slower, until it stopped at 660,000. 670,000. Wei Yong was the last to bid, as he obtained this recipe eventually. Chapter 309. Chapter 309. Xin Si's Aspiration. With Wei Yang's successful bid of Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus's recipe, the auction ended. Zhu clan was after all a clan which had stood for centuries, it possessed deep foundations. Many auction participants obtained something from their collection while others were able to experience new perspectives. It is rare for everyone to gather together, do not leave now, let me host a feast. Fang Yuan urged everyone to stay. In a restaurant, there were all kinds of delicacies, fine food and liquor, placed on jade plates. Brother Fang Zheng, this is the recipe you wanted. After 3 cups of wine, Wei Yong took out a heart-engraved GU and gave to Fang Yuan. Heart-engraved GU was like a ladybug and was finger-sized. Its whole body was scarlet red, and on its round carapace were 4 white heart-shaped spots. Heart-engraved GU was a storage-type GU. It was almost the same as bookworm, they were used to store information. Heart-engraved GU was a series of GU that could range from rank 1 to rank 5. A rank 1 heart-engraved GU only had 1 white heart-shaped spot on its carapace, while rank 2 had 2 and so on. This heart-engraved GU Wei Yong took out had 4 spots which meant it was rank 4. But, using a rank 4 heart-engraved GU to store the recipe of Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus was also normal. Fang Yuan had spent 670,000 primeval stones for this recipe. He had made Wei Yong bid to avoid suspicions. Seeing this heart-engraved GU, Fang Yuan did not accept it but said, "Since Brother Wei Yong had already refined it, it will be better for you to use it now so that I do not have to refine it again." "That works too." Wei Yong nodded his head and poured his primeval essence. The heart-engraved GU turned into a thin flow of pink light with a soft crackling sound. Under Wei Yang's control, the light flow entered Fang Yuan's heart and disappeared instantly. Immediately, a recipe appeared in Fang Yuan's mind containing the method to refine Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus. The main GU worm for the fusion, all the supplementary materials, every step and every matter that needed attention was mentioned in it. The contents could not be forgotten even if Fang Yuan wanted to forget them, as if they were deeply imprinted into his heart. This was the ability of heart-engraved GU, granting a deep memory like it was etched into one's bones and heart. A feeling of happiness emerged in Fang Yuan's heart. "I have Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, but it is only rank 3. It is still worth using now, but when I reach rank 4, its use will immediately dwindle. Now that I have this recipe, if I can refine Heavenly Essence Treasure Monarch Lotus in the future, it will no doubt be a great help to me." Fang Yuan did not know Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus recipe. Obtaining this recipe was an unexpected joy. Although this recipe had yet to be appraised, with Fang Yuan's plentiful experiences, he was able to give an initial judgment that the probability of this recipe being fake was very small. Otherwise, Shang clan would not have put it in the auction. "But I still need some GU to deduce it further and prevent any traps or errors. Now that I have bought this recipe, I am afraid some people have some thoughts about it. There will definitely be many people guessing if I have a Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus. However, Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus might be rare and precious, but it is not one of a kind and troublesome like the Blood Skull GU. Otherwise, I would not be able to brazenly buy this recipe. Now, my GU set assembly is nearing completion, and with my cultivation breakthrough, I have fewer worries and there are not many problems in buying this recipe. If it was before, Fang Yuan would not have bought this recipe so openly. But now, he was only half a step away from rank 3 upper stage, which he could reach in a few days. After that, he would use White Silver Relic GU and reach rank 3 peak stage. His strength was completely different from when he first came, with the Purple Thorn token protecting him, plus most people were only guessing, the consequences were something he could accept. Calculating the time, Fang Zheng had already been in Shang Clan City for over 2 years. His rapid development was really shocking. Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, Wei Yong thought while drinking wine, but did not speak out. Could it be Big Brother He too has Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus? Shang Xinxi also inwardly guessed but did not ask. On her first day of cultivation, Shang Yanfei told her about the many taboos of GU masters. One of the taboos was to not casually inquire about the GU worms other GU masters possessed. To GU masters, their GU were their butter and bread. It was their private matter, their secret and their trump card. Once their GU worms were exposed, it was very easy for others to target them. Thus, among GU masters, it was a great taboo to ask what GU worms the other held. Fang Yuan has Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, so he bought the recipe. This is understandable, but why did he give up Bitter Strength GU to buy Atmosphere GU? Bai Ningbing was sitting without speaking. She thought for a while but she could not see through Fang Yuan's move. Sigh, it would have been good if I was able to become a young master. Shang Clan Young Master has an opportunity to apply for 3 GU worms every year from the clan, and the clan will search for the GU without any charge. Shang Xinxi said with a sigh. This was a great policy by Shang Clan to nurture their young masters. As long as the requests were not absurd, Shang Clan would gather its strength to get the GU the young masters wanted. If Shang Xinxi became a young master, it would be as easy as flipping her palm to get a Bitter Strength GU by borrowing the whole clan's strength. Fang Yuan had been searching for Bitter Strength GU since long ago. One finally appeared in the auction, but Shang Yazi prevented him from obtaining it. Shang Xinxi wanted to help Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan patted Shang Xinxi's shoulder and smiled. It does not matter. Who knows, maybe that Shang Yazi might hand over the Bitter Strength GU to me. Second brother spent 810,000 to buy that Bitter Strength GU, he has already become a laughingstock due to it. Wanting him to hand it over of his own accord, I am afraid it would not be possible. Shang Qiwen shook her head from the side, thinking Fang Yuan was indulging in fantasy. Could it be Big Brother He too has already thought of a plan? Shang Xinxi's eyes flashed with brilliance. Wei Yong and others also looked over curiously. Fang Yuan pointed at Bai Ningbing, looking confident. Everything is thanks to Ningbing. Me. Bai Ningbing was stupefied. Speak quickly, what clever idea do you have? Everyone could not help becoming more curious. You will find out in 2 to 3 days. Please wait till then. Fang Yuan laughed. He then looked at Shang Xinxi with a solemn expression. Xinxi, do you really want to become a young master? Becoming a young master means entering the political whirlpool and you will no longer have the freedom to act independently. You are now clearer of Shang clan's situation than me. The competition between Shang clan young masters is very intense, the struggle is even more bloody. If you want to become a young master, you will fall into this dangerous conflict. This was the most crucial of matters. Fang Yuan needed a clear answer. If Shang Xinxi did not have such an aspiration, there was no point in helping her. Under Fang Yuan's shining gaze, Shang Xinxi smiled. Big brother He too, even now, do I really have freedom? I am also completely helpless in this. The whole journey to Shang Clan City after joining the caravan was filled with untold dangers. I narrowly escaped death many times. I have reflected upon it. The world is an ocean and we are small boats on it. The small boats seem to be drifting freely with the flow, but most of them are helpless. Only with high cultivation and influence, can the small boat turn into a big boat and be able to resist the trials and hardships, to provide a safe area for the ones we care about. Shang Xinxi's words were ordinary and did not seem to contain any passion, but everyone could feel a heroic emotion from her. Great, you have aspiration. Wei Yong laughed. Shang Qiwen also threw an amazed look. She had interacted with Shang Xinxi for a fairly long time now but had never expected the latter to conceal such grand aspirations under her gentle appearance. My Missy is a genius in business, she is more than capable of being a Shang clan young master. Xiao Dai stood behind Shang Xinxi and interjected proudly. Xiao Dai. Shang Xinxi was embarrassed as she gave Xiao Dai a stare. Xiao Dai simply stuck out her tongue. Haha, she is right. In that case, both of us will lend you a hand and help you become Shang clan young master. Fang Yuan laughed loudly as he felt a relief. It was not strange for Shang Xinxi to have such an aspiration. Poor children matured early. Shang Xinxi's childhood was not blessed as she was frequently bullied by her clansmen. She became clear of the cruelty of the world even more in the caravan due to her own negligible weak self. No matter how gentle the person was, they would still be greatly affected by such experiences. However, Shang Xinxi's nature was kind, different from Fang and Bai. She wanted to become strong, not only for herself, but more for the happiness of the people around her. This year's young master examination has already passed. Sister Xinxi will have a chance in the coming year. But, the competition for the young master's position is very intense. Lord Father has a lot of children, while there is only one young master position available every year, the number of competitors can amount to hundreds. Shang Qiwen chuckled and gave advice to Shang Xinxi. However, she disapproved of this in her heart. Shang Xinxi's cultivation was very low, only at rank 1 upper stage now. Her aptitude also was not enough, not even having a B grade aptitude, so she did not have potential for development. Her mother was from Zhang clan which had deep hatred against Shang clan. This was her greatest political disadvantage. She was alone with no supporters, who would help her. Her only advantage was that Shang Yanfei doted on her. For her, Shang Yanfei paid an enormous price, almost defying heaven, changing her hopeless aptitude into one which could cultivate. This was a treatment that none of his other children received. However, this advantage was also a disadvantage in some aspect. Shang Xinxi was isolated. And even Shang Qiwen was envious of her inwardly. All these reasons made Shang Xinxi unlikely to get the young master position, the chances were extremely slim. Fang Yuan naturally was clear of these disadvantages. In his previous life, Shang Xinxi became a young master only after 6 years. But things have changed. Shang Xinxi was a lone force in his previous life, but in this life she has Fang Yuan's help. Xinxi, do not worry. With me helping you, there is no need for next year, I will help you become a young master this year. Fang Yuan laughed loudly. Then I will wait and see. Shang Qiwen had a smile on her face while inwardly curling her lips in disdain, feeling that the more Fang Yuan spoke, the more unreasonable he became, boasting so wildly. Wei Yong put down his wine cup. Brother Fang Zheng, the competition for Shang clan's young master position is not a small matter. As an elder of the clan, I cannot interfere in this. There is no need for Brother Wei Yang's help. The plan had already been made 2 years ago, and it is all thanks to Ningbing. Fang Yuan smiled. Instantly, the gazes of everyone concentrated on Bai Ningbing. Becoming the center of attention, Bai Ningbing still maintained her indifferent expression, but doubts started rising in her mind and she could not help but curse secretly. What does this have to do with me? Ningbing, Ningbing, calling my name so affectionately, does he really think our relation is that great? Chapter 310, Chapter 310, You shameless scoundrel. In the blink of an eye, 3 to 4 days passed. Bitter strength GU. In the study room, Sheng Yazi held the GU in his hand, his eyebrows folding into a crease, as he had an overwhelming urge to crush this GU worm to death. But he had to control himself. This bitter strength GU cost him 810,000 primeval stones. If he crushed it, his heart will ache. Every time he looked at this GU, Sheng Yazi felt extremely gloomy. He had an illusion that the bitter strength GU was soundlessly mocking him, reminding him of his stupidity every single second. At the auction a few days ago, he was tricked by Fang Yuan in front of everybody. Right now, he was a laughing stock. Even his surrounding clansmen refused to meet him. Never mind if he was an idiot, but he was a Shang clan young master. Such a deed brought shame to the entire Shang clan. As a Shang clan young master, Sheng Yazi's every action represented Shang clan and carried its image. His performance at the auction was not only a humiliation to himself, but also dragged the pride and glory of his Shang clansmen through the mud. As for Shang Yanfei, he did not say a word regarding this matter. But this made Sheng Yazi feel even more uneasy. No, I must salvage my reputation. I have to make sure father looks at me in a different light. I must change my clansmen's impression of me. Sheng Yazi gritted his teeth, deciding in his heart. Fang Zheng, you dare to oppose me, and played me like a fool. I will make sure you pay a terrible price. His eyes shone with a dark sinister glow, flickering as he thought of ways to deal with Fang Yuan. After this matter, his hatred towards Fang Yuan had reached a tipping point. It was hatred that seeped into his soul. Young master, there is trouble. At this moment, a loyal servant came over, shouting in front of the study room. Why are you so frantic? Is this the proper decorum? Get in here, Sheng Yazi scolded unhappily. The room door was pushed open, as the servant kneeled on the floor, his face flushed with terror. Young master, there is trouble. There's a rumor going around, it has spread all over Shang Clan City. It says that you and Fang Zheng had once competed for Lady and you but you lost to him. That resulted in a grudge between you two, thus you went to find trouble with Fang Zheng. Lady and you, that Qinyan brothel's prostitute. What rubbish is that? Sheng Yazi curled his lips, laughing in disdain. But the servant continued. They are also saying, you had a secret deal with Fang Zheng in order to pass the yearly assessment and fake the accounts. What? Sheng Yazi heard this and howled, his expression changing. He jumped out of his seat, causing the brush and ink on his table to vibrate and fall. The servant continued carefully but anxiously. Young master, the rumor is so elaborate, they even have the transaction time, and the exact amount of the account is circulated. It seems the clan's internal affairs hall has been alerted, and they are sending GU masters here to investigate the matter. Sheng Yazi was dumbfounded, as if lightning struck his brain. At that instant, his face went pale, like blood drained out of his body. His heart palpitated, his body went soft as he almost fell onto the ground. Holding onto the study table weakly, he propped himself up. This impact was too quick, too heavy, too sudden. I'm finished, completely finished. Once the matter of the fake accounting is exposed, I will lose the position of young master. This violates the clan rules, even mother cannot protect me. There is no point in begging father either. Once I lose this position, there are countless people waiting to devour me. As the crisis struck, Sheng Yazi was extremely frightened, falling into a state of panic. How can such news circulate? I was completely careful during the deal, other than Fang Zheng, no other person knew. Impossible, it's impossible. Sheng Yazi muttered to himself as his expression was in a daze. He was still too young, without any life-threatening dangers to train him. Although he managed the shops for 2 years, and had good management skills, he only scratched the surface. Once a problem occurs, he becomes shocked and helpless. Nanchu Garden, the pavilion in the middle of the lake. Light winds blew, causing small waves to form on the surface of the lake. The lake was not big, the edges were made of stacked-up rockery stones. On the surface of the lake, there were large lotus leaves, connected together like a chain. The pink-white flower bud had not opened yet. Gold and orange carps swam in the water, surfacing at times. The pavilion was made of bricks and had a colorful roof and red pillars. It was obviously meticulously designed. In the pavilion there was a chessboard, and 2 youngsters were playing. One young man wore black clothing, his eyes dark like the abyss. The other was a female wearing white clothing, having silver hair and blue eyes, showing a cold expression. It was Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing played for a bit, before looking outside at the lake. This Shang Yazi is really stupid, his reaction speed is so slow. I sent out the rumor long ago, why hasn't he come here yet? No worries, I have instructed the guards to let him in, he will come. Fang Yuan smiled, showing his confidence of being in control of the situation. After panicking, Shang Yazi would definitely suspect Fang Yuan. Thus, he would come over and investigate the situation. Even if he had no suspicions, he would come to convince Fang Yuan to cover up for him, to survive this investigation by Shang clan. Bai Ningbing squinted her eyes, sighing, Fang Yuan, I am really impressed, you actually managed to exploit this loophole in the poison vow Gu. You planned this from 2 years ago, didn't you? Just waiting and enduring, until the time was ripe to activate this trap. Fang Yuan smiled, playing his chess piece as he answered, Shang Yazi is a petty man, he will definitely take revenge. Why would I leave such a threat around? I did not use this earlier because Shang Xinxi just had arrived in Shang clan and did not have a foundation. Gone with Shang Yazi, and in comes Shang Xinxi, that is beneficial to both of us. Bai Ningbing did not speak anymore, but her eyes were shining with blue light. In her heart, she felt a chill. Fang Yuan's schemes came one after another, closely connected. Once a person steps into it, it is like being in quicksand, trapped and helpless. The most shocking part was, he planned this 2 years ago after predicting this situation. Such foresight, it gave people chills. Shang Yazi was courting death by being enemies with him. Fang Zhang, where are you? Get out here now. Shang Yazi's furious screams finally came. The pavilion on the lake was not concealed at all. After Shang Yazi was informed by the doorboy, he quickly found Fang and Bai. Fang Zhang, you still have the mood to play chess. Do you know how far the rumors have spread? Tell me, was this all done by you? Shang Yazi came to the pavilion, pointing at Fang Yuan as he shouted furiously. Fang Yuan turned his body around, speaking plainly, if this was done by me, would I be alive? Shang Yazi, I can't believe you are getting dumber and dumber. Did you forget that we used the poison vow Gu together? Shang Yazi snorted, his anger subsiding slightly. Fang Yuan was right, if he was the culprit, he would have been dead already. Now that he was sitting there safe and sound, it meant the rumors were not due to him. But Fang Yuan's next sentence sent him into pure rage. Although I did not create the rumor, my companion Bai Ningbing did. Shang Yazi was stunned, his relaxed face turned bright red, like a meteor entering the atmosphere. An intense rage grew in his heart. It was you, it was done by you. You bitch, I am going to kill you. He screamed, his eyes red with anger, as he stared at Bai Ningbing like he was going to devour her. His aura was insane, like a leopard or wolf trying to attack its prey. Oh, you want to strike here? Attack me. Bai Ningbing slowly stood up, her absolutely stunning face was cold as ice, as her icy tone contained strong disdain. I am rank 3 peak stage, I have never lost a single battle in the battle stage, and I possess the purple thorn token. Do you really want to fight to the death with me? Shang Yazi's facial muscles twitched, as he gritted his teeth, his eyes burning with fire as he stared fiercely at Bai Ningbing. He did not attack in the end. He was rank 3 upper stage, and lived in an ivory tower all his life. He was not Bai Ningbing's match. At the same time, Bai Ningbing had the purple thorn token, something Shang Yanfei gave her personally. Fang Zhang, you went back on your word, you will die a painful death. How did she know our deal? No wait, you went back on your word, why are you still alive? Did you find some way to disable the poison vow Gu? Shang Yazi turned to look at Fang Yuan, feeling uncertain. No, no, Fang Yuan shook his head. The poison vow was, you and I will keep it a secret, and we cannot divulge the information to an unknowing third party. But before the poison vow Gu was used, I already told Bai Ningbing this matter. Thus, she was a knowing third party. The rumor was also not let out by me. It was all Bai Ningbing's effort. Thus, I did not violate the poison vow at all. Shang Yazi opened his mouth wide, showing a dumbstruck expression. Now that Fang Yuan mentioned it, the vow was indeed like this. Then why did he not find out this loophole back then? 1. Because of his mindset, he did not think Fang Yuan would tell Bai Ningbing before they even discussed the issue. Cannot divulge the information to an unknowing third party. Just looking at this sentence, there was no problems. Second was because he was the one who initiated the use of the poison vow Gu. Fang Yuan looked unprepared and caught off guard, but he had actually predicted it long ago and was just trying to numb Shang Yazi's senses. Third, Shang Yazi wanted to remain as a young master, and had no other ways. He was anxious, and because the vow reciting was extremely painful, he could not think properly. But now that he knew, it was already too late. Fang Zheng, you shameless scoundrel. You dare to trick me and deceive me like this. You are a despicable scum, so extremely despicable and shameless. Chapter 311. Chapter 311. Actually, I am a kind person. Shang Yazi breathed raggedly. The more he scolded Fang Yuan, the angrier he got. Ah, he howled, no longer able to suppress his anger, and flipped the stone table. The chess pieces were sent flying, and the table almost hit Fang Yuan's leg, but he dodged in time. Shang Yazi took 3 steps backwards, his head dizzy and 2 traces of blood flowed down his nose. Shang Yazi, I'd advise you to calm down. The poison vow states you cannot harm me. Thank me for dodging. If the stone table hit my leg, your injuries would be more severe. Fang Yuan laughed lightly. Ah, Fang Zheng, I will tear you to shred. I want to pull out your tendons, skin you alive and devour every drop of blood and piece of flesh you have. Fang Yuan's smile became wider. Bai Ningbing frowned. Shang Yazi, you had better shut up. If not, I'll throw you out by force. You are a Shang clan young master now, but that does not mean you'll stay one for long. You are finished now, the Internal Affairs Hall has started investigating, you do not have many days left here. Her words were like a bucket of cold water pouring on Shang Yazi. That's right, he was going to lose his young master position. Saving his position was the crucial thing. But how could he save it? Whoever started the trouble should end it. He had to look at the source. He could only ally with Fang Yuan, to announce his innocence and deny any acts of fake accounting. In fact, his original intent in coming to Nanchu Garden was to find Fang Yuan to collude with him. Shang Yazi felt a disgusting sickness in his heart as he thought about it. These 2 scoundrels, they are the culprits in causing my situation. I want to eat their flesh and drink their blood, but now I have to beg them to cooperate with me. Shang Yazi could not accept such an ending, his heart could not take it. Fang Yuan observed his expression, and saw Shang Yazi in turmoil, thus he said, Shang Yazi, I am actually a kind person, I always repay kindness with gratitude and hatred with revenge. If you did not find trouble with me multiple times, caused trouble for me secretly, even going to the extent of snatching the bitter strength GU from me at the auction, why would I find trouble with you? I admit, the poison vow did contain a loophole. But it has been 2 years since I came to Shang Clan City. Have you seen me use it? If it was not you who went overboard, why would we reach such a state? All of these problems were single-handedly caused by you. I told the guards to let you in because I want you to know, your Shang clan is strong and I cannot afford to offend it, but you are just a young master, I am not afraid of going against you. Leave, I do not wish to make your life harder. Loosening the reins to grasp them better, what beautiful words. Bai Ningbing glanced at Fang Yuan, a cold ridicule showing in her eyes. But Shang Yazi did not leave. He stood on the spot, motionless like a wooden pole. His expression was constantly changing, turning pale and green alternatively, sometimes he looked ruthless while at times he frowned in deep thought. In no time his forehead was full of sweat, as he had evidently fallen into great conflict with himself. Fang Yuan's words made Shang Yazi realize that their relationship had not reached the worst stage yet, there was a chance to salvage the situation. It also reminded him that the bitter strength GU was the reason for this. To protect my young master position, I have to make sure Fang Zheng cooperates with me. Cooperate, Shang Yazi gritted his teeth, thinking of the bitter strength GU. Do I really give it to him? I spent 810,000 on this. What would others think of me if I give it to him? They might laugh their socks off. But if I don't, how can I show my sincerity? How could I salvage our relationship? I am indignant. In the end, I bought the GU just for his sake. This is the biggest humiliation of my life. Because of Fang Zheng, I spent 810,000 to buy a bitter strength GU, causing everyone to mock me. Now, I have to hand the GU over to him. Isn't this just pathetic? No, the bitter strength GU is not the point, what's important is protecting my young master position. Without it, I am nothing, I will have nothing. In a short period of time, Shang Yazi considered his options, thinking until his ear were buzzing. Fang Yuan knew it was time when he saw that pale face, dazed look, and swaying body. Shang Yazi, we told you to leave, why are you still here? Forget it, you pitiful soul, I do not want to bully you. Let's go by Ningbing, I heard Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu are fighting in the battle stage today. If we want to dominate the battle stage, we need to battle them. This is a good opportunity to learn about them. Fang Yuan sent a signal towards Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing stood up and pretended to leave. Just as she took 2 steps, Shang Yazi spoke. Please stay here. His voice was coarse. As he spoke, he called out the bitter strength Ji and held it out with shaking arms. Fang Zheng, it was my fault earlier. This is the bitter strength Ji as an apology. As he said this, Shang Yazi felt extremely reluctant, but he got used to it as he spoke, and towards the end, Shang Yazi felt the huge burden lifted off his shoulders. This is the bitter strength Ji. Bai Ningbing stopped her steps, taking a glance. This bitter strength Ji was like a beetle. A small body and large body, its body was oval in palm size. Its body was yellow-brown, and had an uneven surface, as lumps grew on its back. He handed over the bitter strength Ji as expected. Fang Yuan must be overjoyed now, huh? Bai Ningbing sighed in her heart. Fang Yuan's grasp at human behavior was way beyond her level. Fang Yuan laughed loudly, but said, Shang Yazi, I know what you mean, but do you think I can't survive without the bitter strength Ji? Although it is hard to refine, if I persevere, I will eventually obtain it. Do you think you can create problems for me when you feel like it, then reconcile when you need to? Fighting when you want to, making peace when you feel like it, is this world such an easy place? I, Gu Fang Zheng, have my own dignity. Are you trying to humiliate me? You are mistaken, Shang Yazi quickly explained. Fang Yuan snorted. Shang Yazi elaborated anxiously. I, Shang Yazi, swear, from today onwards, I will not create problems for you. The 2 of us can become good alliance mates. Fighting among ourselves will only entertain outsiders. Other than the bitter strength Gu, I can make other compensations. Primeval stones, Gu worms, Gu refinement material, I am in charge of the shops, I can give them to you. Is that so? Fang Yuan's expression relaxed. Shang Yazi continued urging. Bai Ningbing became an outsider, watching this speechlessly. Shang Yazi not only took out the bitter strength Gu, begging Fang Yuan to take it, but also had to compensate other materials. But she knew that he was just trying to get over this crisis. Shang Yazi was a petty man, he would definitely take revenge in the future. I'll keep the bitter strength Gu, I need time to think about it. Eventually, Fang Yuan did not make a decision. But this was enough for Shang Yazi to rejoice. He thought that Fang Yuan was too proud and was trying to make use of the situation to ask for more compensation. I'll agree to all of them. In the future, I'll make sure you die horribly. Vicious thoughts appeared in Shang Yazi's mind, as he smiled even more sincerely. Brother Fang Zheng, I am very sincere. Please do not take too long to consider. The Internal Affairs Hall's investigation will be held these few days. Without the young master position, I would not be able to compensate you. Fang Yuan nodded, no longer talking. Shang Yazi left in a better mood. As Fang Yuan looked at him from behind, he said to Bai Ningbing, okay, you can go report the case at the Internal Affairs Hall already. Bai Ningbing nodded, thinking, tonight, I must go back and reread the vow I made with Fang Yuan, word by word. A few days later, in the study room, a sigh was echoing. Shang Yanfei placed his paperwork down expressionlessly. The content was sent from Internal Affairs Hall, involving Shang Yazi's fake accounting case. Such a thing, it was okay to do it secretly. But once exposed, how could the clan tolerate it? Shang Yazi was Shang Yanfei's second son. The sigh earlier was a father's disappointment in his son. Revoke his young master's status and punish him to join the slave-capturing group. He is not to return here for 3 years. Shang Yanfei raised his brush and wrote the punishment for Shang Yazi. He is the Shang clan leader. Because of this identity, he had to represent the entire clan. His every action and word had considerable consequence. Fang Zheng, Bai Ningbing, Shang Yanfei's eyes were glowing with a bright light. After settling Shang Yazi's case, this matter was not over. Shang Yazi was a young master of Shang clan, but was schemed by 2 young outsiders. This was not respecting Shang clan, and him Shang Yanfei. HMPH, Shang Yazi is after all my second son. Is my son someone you guys can just toy with? Although Fang and Bai had once saved Shang Shenxi, family was still family. In Shang Yanfei's heart, his bloodline was closer. Thus, he willed. A bright red paper crane Gu flew out. Scheming against my son, as his father, I will have to take revenge for him. This is the punishment for you too, but it is also a test. Shang Yanfei muttered. The paper crane Gu's speed was extremely fast, entering a secret room. The clan leader has sent a letter. Clan leader wants us to forcefully challenge Fang Zheng and Bai Ningbing. In the secret room, there were two people. One was tall as a tower, the other was thin like a matchstick. Both of them looked at this letter and each other wordlessly. It was the rank 4 GU masters Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu. Weren't they at odds? If outsiders saw them sitting peacefully together, discussing matters, their jaws might drop. Both of them were rank 4 initial stage, dominating the battle stage as they competed against each other. They both swore that they will not leave the battle stage unless they defeat the other. But the truth is, they were Shang Yanfei's secret pawn pieces. Shang clan had rules. Any GU master who dominates the battle stage, and reach Wei Yang's level, would be promoted to an external clan elder in Shang clan. Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu were Shang Yanfei's way of controlling the battle stage. Chapter 312. Chapter 312. Rank 3 peak stage once again. Nanchu Garden, secret room. The room was covered with darkness. The only source of light was a thin ray of starlight that was flowing like water towards the center of the room. At the center, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing were sitting cross-legged on mats. Bai Ningbing's palms were placed on Fang Yuan's back. She was transferring rank 3 peak stage snow silver primeval essence to Fang Yuan. It was completely silent in the secret room. However, in Fang Yuan's heart, waves continued to surge. Rumble. A snow silver waterfall, chilly and majestic, came crashing down into Fang Yuan's primeval sea from his aperture. It was the rank 3 peak stage snow silver primeval essence that had gone through bone flesh unity GU. Rank 3 GU master's primeval essence was silver. Initial stage primeval essence only had a thin layer of silver color, thus was called light silver primeval essence. Middle stage had varying amounts of silver color, some a lot and some little, thus was called blossom silver primeval essence. Upper stage primeval essence was shining silver, thus was called bright silver primeval essence. Peak stage primeval essence was snow white silver, a magnificent sight, and was called snow silver primeval essence. Right now, Fang Yuan was using snow silver primeval essence as the primary force and blossom silver primeval essence as supplementary. Under his control, they formed surging waves and continually cleansed the aperture walls. The aperture that was originally a water membrane, with light flowing as water, was shaking. After the cleansing process went for a while, the quantitative change accumulated to become a qualitative change. Light poured out of the water membrane, and just like water freezing into ice, it no longer moved, settling down to form stone membrane. The stone membrane was radiant and glorious, and was even thicker and more stable than the water membrane. With the formation of stone membrane, Fang Yuan advanced from rank 3 middle stage to rank 3 upper stage. Building a stable foundation, success will come naturally. Since the cultivation was finished, Bai Ningbing slowly withdrew her hands, her blue pupils fluctuating with emotions. With her help, Fang Yuan's cultivation had advanced rapidly and was finally catching up with her step by step. She knew Fang Yuan still had a white silver relic GU on him. He had not used it and was saving it for this moment. That is to say, after tonight, Fang Yuan's cultivation would advance to rank 3 peak stage, at the same level as her. This guy is a cunning fox and is extremely treacherous. Although I haven't found any flaws in the poison vow, that doesn't mean there are no flaws within the poison vow. Bai Ningbing was silent, but her thoughts kept on moving rapidly. Shang Yazi's downfall was a grim reminder. The mental pressure Fang Yuan was giving her was becoming bigger and bigger, and now she was starting to have some doubts. Don't worry, I am sincere in cooperating with you. There are no problems with the poison vow. As if he knew what Bai Ningbing was thinking, Fang Yuan suddenly opened his mouth. HMPH. Having her thoughts exposed, Bai Ningbing's eyes revealed a trace of chill and said with cold irony, I hope so. Fang Yuan heaved a sigh. He had already expected Bai Ningbing's reaction when he planned against Shang Yazi. Everything had its merits and demerits. Now, Shang Yazi was removed from his position, leaving a young master's seat vacant, and gave an opportunity for Shang Xinxi to advance. However, this created a crack in Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing's collaboration. At the same time, it also forced Shang Yanfei to make his move. Just yesterday, Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu had issued forced challenge towards Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing at the same time. Once the news spread, it immediately caused a huge commotion in the battle stage and attracted countless people's attention. Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu were both rank 4 initial stage GU masters and were also called half the sky of the battle stage. With two half skies cooperating, they became the entire sky. These nicknames gave a clear description of their status and strength. Fang and Bai were the two rising stars of the battle stage. They were dazzling, winning all their matches without a single loss. Such strength was rarely seen in the battle stage even in the past. Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu were the two heroes of battle stage, standing proudly at the summit. These few years, there were many GU masters who wanted to stand out and become an external elder of the Shang clan, but they were stopped by these two and lost their hopes of advancing. But now, these two jointly challenged Fang and Bai, naturally making everyone curious and also doubtful. Someone said Fang and Bai were advancing too strongly, causing the seniors Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu to feel uneasy, and thus they were going to eliminate this problem early. Another said, Zhu and Yan made a bet, and were using Fang and Bai to determine victory or defeat. Almost no one thought Fang and Bai had the chance of winning against these two. The formidable strength of Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu was already deeply engraved in people's hearts. Even more importantly, one side was rank 4 GU masters, while the other side was rank 3 GU masters. There was a huge difference between their levels. As GU master advanced to higher ranks, the difference between each realm gets bigger and fighting across ranks become extremely difficult. From behind, there was the sound of Bai Ningbing standing up. Tomorrow is the match between you and Yan Tu. How are your preparations going? Do you need my heavenly essence treasure lotus? According to our vow, I will do my best to help you. Fang Yuan slowly spoke from the darkness. No need, Bai Ningbing coldly replied. Fang Yuan was sitting cross-legged, he said without turning around, you are really confident. So what if he is rank 4? In these 2 years, you are not the only one who improved. Bai Ningbing turned around and left. Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus was Fang Yuan's, it would not represent Bai Ningbing's true strength. She wanted to check her progress using the match with Yan Tu. The door to the secret room opened and closed. After Bai Ningbing left, the corner of Fang Yuan's lips slightly raised into a smile. Rejecting Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, it seems a trace of self-doubt has grown in her heart. This insecurity is very small, maybe she herself might not be aware of it. Bai Ningbing, you are still too inexperienced. Fang Yuan muttered before organizing his cluttered thoughts. He took out white-silver relic GU. This GU was like a round pearl and was white-silver in color, with a size of a finger. Since rebirth, Fang Yuan had seen it once on Qingmao Mountain. It was during the Jia clan's caravan. The white-silver relic GU was priced at 50,000 primeval stones. It was an unattainable dream for Fang Yuan at that time. The series of relic GU were extremely expensive. After all, with one use, they could raise a GU master's cultivation by a small realm, saving a lot of time and energy. At the same time, they provided a stable foundation and did not have any side effects. GU worms were bought to be used. Fang Yuan did not have any hesitation in activating white-silver relic GU. Immediately, dazzling and magnificent lights shone upon the aperture walls. About 4 hours later, Fang Yuan had leapt from rank 3 upper stage to rank 3 peak stage. Since rebirth, I have once again reached rank 3 peak stage. Fang Yuan's eyes shone brilliantly and he could not help but clench his fists, his heart surged with emotions and joy. It was different from the time on Qingmao Mountain. Fang Yuan had used stone aperture GU at that time and paid a disastrous price of losing his future prospects to advance to rank 3 peak stage. This time, Fang Yuan advanced to rank 3 peak stage while retaining his enormous potential for development. After all, he has a great aptitude now. Looking at the spring-autumn cicada. After recuperating for over 2 years, its condition was recovering at a rapid speed. Its withered body was gradually becoming glossy. The wings that were dried up like dead leaves, now had a layer of green that was full of life energy. Its recovery naturally caused great pressure on Fang Yuan's aperture. However, compared to the previous time, Fang Yuan's cultivation was rising rapidly because of Bai Ningbing and Bone Flesh Unity GU. His rank 3 peak stage aperture was still enough to bear this pressure. The situation had been truly pressing back at Qingmao Mountain, but now Fang Yuan was handling this with ease. But I cannot relax yet. Spring-autumn cicada's recovery gets faster and faster. My cultivation speeds needs to surpass it, otherwise the same situation will happen again. Time quietly passed and soon it was the next day. The audiences were all waiting for the battle between Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu. There were green grass all over this super-sized battle stage. This was a grass terrain and was very commonly seen at northern plains. A crowd of spectating GU masters had formed a circle around the battle stage, all of their gazes landing on the two protagonists on the battle stage. The match had not started but the people were already commenting. Everything is against Bai Ningbing this time. Facing Lord Yan Tu, she is certain to lose. She is as beautiful as a fairy, it really makes people sympathize with her. Just thinking about her suffering a defeat breaks my heart into pieces. In the course of over a year, Bai Ningbing had earned an impressive reputation, receiving strong publicity. Her appearance and temperament that was like a snow fairy got her a huge amount of attention. On the stage, Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu stood opposite each other. Yan Tu was an old man and had a head full of unkempt and long hair. He was thin like a stick and his legs were bare. Whether it was his fingernails or toenails, they had not been cut for a long time and were long and crooked. He was wearing rags and had a hunched back, like an old beggar on the roadside. He, little girl, you have such smooth skin, you are really beautiful. Yan Tu sized up Bai Ningbing and said with a hoarse voice. Wearing a white robe, the blue pupils and silver hair, Bai Ningbing immediately frowned, killing intent filling her heart. Old geezer, stop your shamelessness. Little girl, you have no manners. Yan Tu laughed dryly, his 10 fingers rubbing each other. It seems I have to teach you how important it is to respect your seniors. Pointless banter. Bai Ningbing had a cool expression, her gaze cold as ice as she stared at Yan Tu, her every movement containing vigorous fighting spirit. Ding! The sound of the bell signaled the start of the match. Icicle GU, Fire Pellet GU. Almost at the same time, Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu made their moves. 4 white icicles and 3 balls of fire pellets shot towards one another. Bang! An icicle and a fire pellet collided in midair. The icicle melted, but the fire pellet still flew towards Bai Ningbing, just that its power had greatly fallen. Bai Ningbing's icicle GU was only rank 2, while Yan Tu's fire pellet GU was rank 3. Naturally, fire pellet was a notch above the icicle. I can only suppress the fire pellet if I use ice explosion GU to detonate the icicles. However, my primeval essence will be greatly expended if I do that. This battle had just started. Bai Ningbing's blue pupils flashed with an eerie light. She jumped agilely and dodged the fire pellets, causing them to miss their target. At the same time, she waved her hand. Whoosh! 3 icicles flew towards Yan Tu. Yan Tu gave a dry laugh. He took a step forward and twisted his body, dodging the icicles with a weird body posture as he began running at the same time. His index finger repeatedly pointed and balls of fire pellets formed into a dense attack as they engulfed Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing coldly snorted. Not to be outdone, she also repeatedly stomped and struck back with icicles. For a moment, the two kept on contesting against each other while running around the big grassland. Icicles and fire pellets flew, the two dodged and attacked without stopping. The match had just begun, but its intensity had already surpassed everyone's expectations. Chapter 313. Chapter 313. Bai Ningbing vs Yan Tu. Time slowly passed, the spectators were gradually moved by the match. To think Bai Ningbing is actually so strong, being able to fight so evenly against Lord Yan Tu. She is using rank 2 icicle GU against Yan Tu, but isn't at a disadvantage. Being able to use GU worms to attack properly while moving is basic in GU master battles, but Bai Ningbing is executing it perfectly. No doubt, Bai Ningbing is a genius and her foundation is also extremely sturdy. No wonder, she has not been defeated till now. Fang Yuan was among the crowd and was watching the match calmly. Wei Yong and Shang Xinxi had also come, and were standing beside him. The 3 were in disguise, hiding among the crowd. Bai Ningbing is fighting very forcefully. Even though she is using icicle GU, once the numbers of icicles go up, her primeval essence consumption will also go up. Wei Yong was worried. There is a difference between the primeval essence of rank 3 and rank 4. But Yan Tu is similarly using fire pellet GU and his primeval essence is also continuously depleting. He might be rank 4 but he only has B-grade aptitude. Bai Ningbing is using the primeval essence recovery speed of her A-grade aptitude to contend Yan Tu's rank 4 cultivation. Fang Yuan understood Bai Ningbing's battle tactic with one glance. If that is so, then this will be an uphill battle for Bai Ningbing. Shang Xinxi exclaimed. Now, she was also a GU master. With Shang Yanfei's careful teachings, her vision was expanded and she could see through a lot of things. As the 3 conversed, the situation on the battle stage suddenly took a turn. Little girl, you really like jumping around. Yan Tu's lips curled into a smile that did not resemble a smile. He suddenly raised his right hand and grabbed towards Bai Ningbing from dozens of steps away. As his right hand made a clawing motion, the imprint of a GU worm on his palm flashed. Whoosh! There was the sound of flames blazing and in a blink of an eye, a giant fiery claw formed and flew towards Bai Ningbing. The giant claw only had 3 fingers, looking like an eagle's claw, except it was orange-red. Flames were scorching and even before the claw reached her, Bai Ningbing could already feel the intense heat. This was a rank 3 fiery claw GU. Bai Ningbing immediately used her movement GU to increase her speed and pull apart some distance between them. She had already inquired about the information on Yantu and made preparations. She knew this fiery claw's attack range was smaller than fire pellets, it could only move several meters away from Yantu. However, Yantu cackled and used his movement GU as well, quickly closing in on Bai Ningbing. His movement GU was rank 4 and had superior effects compared to Bai Ningbing's. Thus, not only was Bai Ningbing not able to widen their distance, Yantu was getting closer instead. The fiery claw continuously descended on her and made grabbing motions. It was difficult for Bai Ningbing to evade the fiery claw as it was quick and stable under Yantu's skilled manipulation. Bai Ningbing's situation was becoming more miserable as she repeatedly rolled on the grassland. Boom! The fiery claw brushed past Bai Ningbing's shoulder and fell on the grassland, immediately setting that part of the grassland on fire. The flames blazed furiously and started spreading. Yantu wielded and the fiery claw once again rose from within the flames, it was just that it looked less threatening than when it had just been summoned. However, with a slight decrease in Yantu's primeval sea level, the fiery claw instantly regained its splendor, wiping away all sluggishness. Frost Arrow GU. Bai Ningbing regained her footing and stretched out her little finger. Frost Arrow GU was residing in it and had formed a blue tattoo. A ball of icy blue vapor condensed. In a blink of an eye, the frost vapor formed into an arrow. The arrow struck the fiery claw and suppressed its imposing flames. Frost Arrow GU was a rank 4 GU bought by Bai Ningbing during the auction. It immediately established its dominance once used. The fiery claw looked like it was about to be extinguished. Yantu slightly furrowed his brows, then without considering the expenditure, he poured in primeval essence and the fiery claw showed signs of recovering. However, how could Bai Ningbing let him do as he wanted? Whoosh whoosh whoosh. She activated Icicle GU and at the same time, secretly activated Ice Explosion GU. Bang! The icicles exploded as they struck the fiery claw. The violent explosion completely extinguished the fiery claw. Fiery claw GU flew back. Yantu did not want to lose it, so he immediately took several steps and used his hand to catch the fiery claw GU as it turned back into an imprint. Bai Ningbing did not miss this chance. She formed two long ice blades, dual-wielding them as she slashed towards Yantu. Before the blades reached his body, Yantu felt the intense killing intent blowing at his face like an icy wind. That's a good blade. Yantu gave a weird smile and then suddenly snorted. Two fiery snakes flew out of his nose. The fiery snakes were initially only the size of a necklace but rapidly expanded, and in the blink of an eye, changed into two large pythons that were several meters long and had the width of a bucket. A fiery snake moved ahead in front of Bai Ningbing and blocked Bai Ningbing's two blades, while the other fiery snake wriggled around from the side to the back of Bai Ningbing and started its attacks. They appeared, Lord Yantu's twin snake attack. Sigh, I was defeated by this move. Yantu's control over the two snakes is really exquisite, the opponent is left unable to defend against both, they are really difficult to deal with. The blazing snakes caused an uproar in the audience. Bai Ningbing's expression was solemn, the fighting intent in her blue pupils gathered into ice. The fiery snakes gave her a tremendous pressure, but this instead stimulated her fighting spirit even further. Bai Ningbing wielded her two blades and fought the two fiery snakes while Yantu stood outside the range of the battle and manipulated the snakes. Yantu was able to use his mind to do three tasks at once. Although he was only controlling two fiery snakes now, the movement was exquisite and the control was precise, this instead caused him to expend more of his mental energy. Fiery Snake GU was a rank 4 GU and under the pincer attack from two rank 4 GU, Bai Ningbing was slowly falling into a disadvantage. She was finding it more and more difficult to defend against the attacks, after all her movement GU and defensive GU were not outstanding. Bai Ningbing was an offense-type GU master and her GU set placed attack as the main priority, while movement and defense were on the weaker side. There was nothing she could do about this. GU master's primeval essence had a limit and was not infinite. Thus, one needed to allocate the use of their primeval essence properly. Bai Ningbing proportioned most of her primeval essence into the attack aspect while the primeval essence left for movement and defense were relatively lower. Because of this, the movement GU and defensive GU she assembled were the GU which consumed less primeval essence. The GU worms that consumed less primeval essence were naturally slightly less effective. After all, you get what you pay for. These two fiery snakes are restricting Bai Ningbing's options. Just look, if the fiery snakes gets damaged from Bai Ningbing's attacks, Yantu will just expend his primeval essence and heal them. It won't be good if this continues. Wei Yong stood beside the stage, his brows furrowed. Fang Yuan's gaze flashed, He didn't speak but was looking forward to Bai Ningbing's response. Bai Ningbing suddenly burst out with attacks. She used Frost Breath GU and Frost Arrow GU one after another. The continuous frost aura slowed and restrained the fiery snake's offense. However, this barrage of attacks sharply increased her primeval essence expenditure. Little girl, stop struggling. Yan Tu laughed and shot out balls of fire pellets. Some of these fire pellets shot towards Bai Ningbing, forcing her to dodge and waste her energy. The other pellets shot towards the fiery snakes and fused into them, causing the weakened fiery snakes to become even more vigorous. This was the combination battle tactic of Fire Pellet GU and Fiery Snake GU. Yan Tu had refined and perfected this tactic after having gone through hundreds of battles at the battle stage. Compared to him, although Bai Ningbing had the talent, was smart and had high comprehension, the time she had spent was too short and did not have as much accumulated experience as Yan Tu. Bai Ningbing wanted to make explosive attacks and defeat the two fiery snakes, but this was seen through by Yan Tu and he immediately struck back, thwarting Bai Ningbing's attempt and displaying his shrewdness as well as his experience. How is she going to deal with this? Wei Yang's brows were tightly knitted. The situation is not looking good. Shang Xinxi also slowly analyzed the match. Bai Ningbing's dark blue pupils flashed with a decisive light. Ice Crystal GU. She used her Vital GU, her true trump card. She had not intended to use it this early, but she could do nothing about it. Since the match started, besides the deadlock at the start, Yan Tu was gradually gaining the initiative and suppressing her. Bai Ningbing was an attack-type GU master. If she wanted to take back the initiative, she had to increase her offense even more. Creak. Bai Ningbing's whole body emitted creaking sounds like water freezing into ice. In a blink of an eye, she changed into a humanoid ice crystal. Her body slightly expanded and her silver hair was covered with frost, becoming rigid. Ice crystals spread towards the two ice blades, making them sharper, colder and even more firm. Oh, little girl, you're going all out now. Yan Tu spoke but soon his smile froze on his face. Bai Ningbing's whole body turned into ice crystals and had no more hesitation as her attack and defense had integrated into one. She directly charged through the fiery snake's attacks, heading towards Yan Tu. To shoot a horseman, first shoot his horse. To catch bandits, first catch their ringleader. Yan Tu immediately mobilized another fiery snake and blocked Bai Ningbing. Frost Breath GU. Bai Ningbing breathed out blue frost. In her ice form, the frost aura that she breathed out was of a higher level. The fiery snake immediately shrunk from this frost breath aura. Bai Ningbing continued to charge towards Yan Tu. Old man Yan Tu, come fight with me if you have guts. Yan Tu turned grave. He did not specialize in close combat. Bai Ningbing's might was awe-inspiring. He would definitely be in trouble if he fought with her in close combat. He might be at rank 4 and walk the powerful fire path, but Yan Tu's fighting style was hit and run, and because of his shrewd nature, he was not incited by Bai Ningbing's remarks and started retreating with his movement GU. Bai Ningbing's heart sank. Her body had turned into that of ice crystals, so her movement GU was less effective than before. She would have to slow down Yan Tu if she wanted to catch up to him. Thereupon, Bai Ningbing repeatedly shot out frost arrows. The cold, frosty aura of the frost arrows had the effect of freezing muscles and blood, thus slowing down the target's movement. However, Yan Tu easily dodged with his superb technique. None of the frost arrows landed on him. The frost arrows could not hit Yan Tu, causing the distance between Bai Ningbing and him to become larger. Yan Tu laughed coldly. He felt no embarrassment while being chased by a junior. He made the best judgment. Ice Crystal GU could not be used frequently. If it was used for longer periods of time, it could cause the user to completely change into ice crystal and become an ice sculpture. Thus, Bai Ningbing used Vitality GU at the same time as Ice Crystal GU, to maintain her life force. However, even Vitality GU could only prolong the time the Ice Crystal GU could be used. Yan Tu knew this clearly. Bai Ningbing had investigated him, he had also investigated Bai Ningbing. As long as he prolonged this match, victory would be his for certain. Although such a method did not display even a little of the dominance of Fire Path GU masters, this was no doubt the most optimal tactic. Bai Ningbing stopped. I am not able to strike this old guy, only that move can change the situation now. Her eyes flashed with a trace of hesitation. Should I use this move or not? Chapter 314. Chapter 314. Victory and Loss Double Chapter. Bai Ningbing hesitated for only a second before her blue eyes shone with decisive light. Ice Blade Storm, reappear once more. Bai Ningbing sighed softly. She raised her arms, sharp ice blades acting as an extension of her arms. Her ice crystal form gave a grim domineering aura. Vitality GU gave out a warm current and flowed through her heart, liver and other organs, maintaining a part of her life force and preventing Bai Ningbing from completely turning into ice crystal. Vitality GU had another advantage, that is once activated, it turned into a warm current filled with vitality and moved by itself. There was no need consciously control it. Swirl GU, Tornado GU, Bai Ningbing successively used these two GU. Swirl GU was a movement GU that increased the GU master's turning speed. Now that it was activated, Bai Ningbing's whole body started rotating rapidly. And the activation of Tornado GU immediately created a whirlwind. The whirlwind covered Bai Ningbing and in a few seconds, enlarged into a tornado. The dark blue tornado was like a young blue dragon rising into the air. Ice Edge GU, Ice Crystal GU, Swirl GU and Tornado GU, Bai Ningbing was using her mind to do 4 tasks at once. No, it was still not over. Frost Breath GU, Bai Ningbing exhaled and frost aura instantly pervaded her surroundings. With her mortal flesh body, she could only activate Frost Breath GU in intervals to prevent her mouth and tongue from freezing. However, after turning into ice crystal, she could continuously breathe out the frost breath. The frost aura mixed into the tornado, changing it into an icy tornado. The wind blew everywhere, grass was sent flying, a light blue icy frost formed on the grassland. At this moment, Bai Ningbing was doing 5 tasks at once. This was the talent of the 10 extreme physique that could look down upon the world. On this aspect, Bai Ningbing had already surpassed Fang Yuan. The killer move appeared again, Ice Blade Storm. Cold wind rose, and the temperature in the surroundings drastically fell. The sharp ice blades gave the tornado even more power. The 2 fiery snakes ignorantly charged towards the tornado and suffered severe injuries. The snake heads as well as most of their bodies were cut down by the icy storm. The fiery snakes hurriedly retreated. Flames merged into them, as the snake heads and their bodies reformed again. But their bodies were not even half the size of before. The icy storm was increasing in power, large amounts of frost spread over the grassland. The parts of the grassland that were burning were already showing signs of extinguishing because of the frost. Yan Tu's eyes shrunk at this sight and he recalled the fiery snakes back into his nose. What move is this? I have never seen Bai Ningbing use this move. Killer move, this is absolutely a killer move. The audiences were thrown into a commotion as they started discussing loudly. Even Wei Yong showed an amazed look, such an extremely powerful killer move. How many GU did Bai Ningbing use for this attack? Shang Xinxi's gaze were nervous and expectant. This move is so strong, she might be able to win against Yan Tu. Fang Yuan was silent as he concentrated on the match. He had already seen Bai Ningbing use Ice Blade Storm before, but the power of the Ice Blade Storm now had jumped to a whole new level. Bai Ningbing's growth was astonishing. She had exceptional aptitude and talent, combined with her GU set, she was a unique GU master. Looking at it now, she had not discarded her meticulously designed killer move, Ice Blade Storm, but instead improved it. You still had such a trump card left. Yan Tu was no longer calm. The moment the Ice Blade Storm appeared, he lost a bit of his confidence. His heart started to palpitate rapidly. He was actually getting such a feeling from a junior, a rank 3 GU master. Bai Ningbing's strength surpassed Yan Tu's expectations and caused him to feel an intense threat. Killer move, often formed by using several GU worms at once, through meticulous pairing, an extremely strong move is born. A killer move was not something all GU masters possessed. Only those with plentiful experiences or great talent could develop their killer moves. Killer's moves often consumed a lot of primeval essence and was very taxing on the mind, but their might were no doubt formidable beyond imagination. This is not good, this move is getting stronger, I have to suppress it early. If I let it grow and accumulate momentum, it will truly be unstoppable. Yan Tu was a veteran with great experience and soon saw a weakness. If it were other GU masters, most of them would be scared witless and choose to watch the change quietly. However, Yan Tu was extremely shrewd and saw through this killer move's weakness. It will be difficult to restrain her with ordinary moves, I will just be wasting primeval essence. Since it is so, I shall use my killer move against her killer move. Yan Tu resolved himself. Fuel oil GU. He opened his mouth wide and spurted out large amounts of fuel oil. The amber-colored fuel oil gave a pungent odor. Yan Tu used all his strength in activating the fuel oil GU, not daring to have the slightest of reservation. The fuel oil poured out like a small waterfall onto the grassland and became waves. The fuel oil waves submerged the whole battlefield within seconds. Ice Blade Storm was getting bigger and bigger, the cold aura spreading further, the fuel oil's momentum immediately slowed down as it approached the storm, as large amounts of oil was sent flying. Ice Blade Storm had explosive power, but the coldness was not enough to freeze the fuel oil. At once, fuel oil rained down on the whole battlefield. Besides the vicinity of the Ice Blade Storm, a thick layer of fuel oil covered all the other areas of the grassland, almost forming a swamp. Fiery Snake Gu. Yantu snorted, and the earlier two fiery snakes appeared again. 20% of yellow gold primeval essence was spent to let the fiery snakes get back to their peak size and power once more. The fiery snakes landed on the ground and immediately created blazing flames. The red flames quickly spread, as the whole battle stage instantly changed into a sea of fire. The flames blazed intensely on the grassland, the green grass wilted and turned into ashes, which then further fueled the growth of the blazing fire. Only one place remained safe from the fire in the super-size battle stage, and was instead frozen in ice. That was where Bai Ningbing's Ice Blade Storm was at. She and Yantu had changed the grassy terrain into one of ice and fire, the clash of two extremes. The two fire snakes moved in the sea of fire with joy, circling the rotating Ice Blade Storm, and were not in a hurry to attack. Bai Ningbing's Ice Blade Storm was also continuously enlarging and accumulating in power. The top of the tornado had already changed into a dome-shaped form due to the constant movement. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The icy tornado created violent sounds and gave a majestic aura, causing the audience to smack their lips in anticipation. "I'm not done yet, Fiery Claw Gu." Yantu suddenly shouted. He had 4 Fiery Claws Gu on him, and right now he sent them all out. His primeval essence took a severe hit. The primeval sea in his aperture rapidly fluctuated as the brilliant golden sea level fell sharply. The 4 Fire Sea Claw Gu did not charge towards the Ice Blade Storm, instead they flew towards the fiery snakes and merged. In an instant, the 2 fiery snakes grew a pair of claws. Snakes with claws were no longer snakes but dragons. The 2 fiery dragons flew with their heads high in the sea of fire, brandishing their claws and revealing a defiant aggressiveness. Lord Yantu has combined Fiery Snake Gu and Fiery Claw Gu to display a portion of the might of the rank 5 Fiery Dragon Gu. To think that in this match, we would get to see Lord Yantu's killer move, Fire Sea Twin Dragon Kill. Bai Ningbing is just a newbie, she can be proud of herself, being able to force Yantu into using his killer move. The audiences were all excited at this scene. Both sides brought out their killer moves. The battle had suddenly reached the climax. Killer move versus killer move. Would the winner be Yantu's Fire Sea Twin Dragon Kill with its huge and majestic power? Or would it be Bai Ningbing's world-engulfing Ice Blade Storm that will beat half the sky of the battle stage? Everyone fixed their gaze on the battle stage, waiting in anticipation. The fiery dragons raised their heads and let out a soundless hiss before pouncing forward from 2 sides. The fiery dragons struck the icy storm, tearing at it with their fiery claws. Their entire body coiled around the icy storm. The white and blue ice storm was like a huge pillar, standing straight against the attacks. The sharp ice blades clashed against the fiery claws and continuously slashed the fiery dragons' bodies. After some time, the 2 fiery dragons could no longer endure it and retreated. They submerged into the sea of fire and absorbed the flames, immediately recovering their power. The grassland was burning. This overflowing inferno provided enough replenishment for the fiery dragons. Yantu had fully used this grassland. The 2 fiery dragons attacked again and again, and were defeated each time. After the defeat, they would attack again relentlessly. Fire Sea Twin Dragon Kill can't push down Bai Ningbing. As the sky collapsing, if this goes on, Bai Ningbing has hope of winning against Yantu. The audience were amazed again and again. No, Ice Blade Storm has been restrained. The wind flow has been forcefully cut and can't accumulate more power. Bai Ningbing should start moving and start kiting her opponent. Wei Yang's expression was grave, his specialty in battle was kiting. Fang Yuan's brows slightly furrowed, an obscure light flashed in his eyes. He could tell something was wrong. With Bai Ningbing's wisdom, she definitely knew that she could not resist it head-on and should fight while moving. However, she did not do that. It seems, this killer move is still imperfect, Fang Yuan inwardly speculated. Right now, Bai Ningbing was powerless to dictate her movement. This was the first time she's used the revised Ice Blade Storm in battle. She had planned it well, but now she discovered a serious problem. The Ice Blade Storm lacked a forward momentum, it could only rotate on the spot. This was truly an unspeakable embarrassment. I changed into ice crystal form and continuously used frost breath. Now the tornado has become too dense and there is no way I can move forward. Bai Ningbing used all her effort to activate her movement GU to change this situation. However, she was already doing 5 tasks at once and this was her limit. Her mind was already stretched to its limit and did not have any spare energy left. Fortunately, Yan Tu had still not discovered this. He took the initiative to attack to block Bai Ningbing from accumulating more power, but this instead helped her to cover this fault. There is only one method left now, to continue walking down this desperate path. Continue to expand the ice blade storm, maybe the wind flow will become strong enough to move it. Bai Ningbing's fighting spirit had not disappeared, this predicament instead bolstered it. However, whether it was her or Yan Tu, both of their primeval essence were sharply decreasing. The audience had also fallen into silence. The majestic ice blade storm and the terrifying orange sea of fire divided the battle stage into completely different terrains. The barrier around the battle stage isolated most of the power, but wind still blew out. This wind was sometimes hot and sometimes cold, giving the audience a personal experience of the intensity of the battle. The sea of fire blazed, the 2 orange fiery dragons shook the ice blade storm. They were defeated again and again, but charged forward each time, advancing without losing their spirits. This is the strength of Lord Yan Tu, the power of a rank 4 GU master. Someone sighed. Being able to fight Lord Yan Tu to this extent, Bai Ningbing can be said to be the 3rd strongest in the battle stage. Someone commented with a visible shock on his face. In the battle stage, Yan Tu and Zhu Kaibei had fought dozens of battles, but a clear winner had not been determined. They were the strongest 2 in the battle stage. Through this battle, Bai Ningbing's battle strength was also recognized by the people and was regarded as 3rd strongest. Time passed by minutes and seconds, the ice blade storm gradually slowed down, as the wind flow decreased. Meanwhile, the blazing inferno was also mostly extinguished. The fuel oil was expended and the green grass had all turned into ashes. However, the fiery dragons were mighty as before. They not only had the replenishment from the sea of fire, but also the support of Yan Tu's yellow-gold primeval essence. Bai Ningbing's primeval essence gradually became insufficient in supporting her expenditure. At this stage, the gap between the cultivation levels was clearly shown. If she had the heavenly essence treasure lotus, she could still have the strength to fight on. Unfortunately, she refused Fang Yuan's good intent. It is over. Yan Tu laughed and with a shift of his mind, the 2 fiery dragons suddenly merged into one, forming an even larger fiery dragon. This change made many people involuntarily gasp in surprise. This move was Yan Tu's secret move and had never been revealed, but now he no longer cared about secrecy in order to pierce Bai Ningbing's ice blade storm. The fiery dragon opened its mouth, the 4 fiery claws waved together and ruthlessly clawed at the ice blade storm. But suddenly, the storm exploded. Bai Ningbing furiously activated Frost Breath GU and froze all of the fiery claws. Ice blade storm suddenly inflated and engulfed most of the fiery dragon's body like a monster. What? Yan Tu turned pale with fright. He suddenly realized that the weakening earlier was only Bai Ningbing's pretense. He immediately willed the fiery dragon to retreat. The fiery dragon suffered serious injuries, its might had diminished, it lost 2 fiery claws and its size also decreased to less than half. The audiences immediately rose in uproar at this. Is Bai Ningbing going to win? They had been fighting intensely for so long but she actually has energy left. Yan Tu's expression was grave. Bai Ningbing's sudden attack inflicted a disastrous damage to him. In an instant, he had lost a fiery snake GU and 2 fiery claw GU. The ice blade storm suddenly dispersed completely. Bai Ningbing revoked the ice crystal GU and returned to her original mortal body. She had used up her primeval essence, her aperture was completely dry. I admit defeat, she coldly announced. There was a temporary silence, but the whole battle stage erupted in an uproar next. Bai Ningbing was admitting defeat. The audience had not expected this. She should have exhausted all her primeval essence when she used that final explosion to inflict heavy losses to Yan Tu. Fang Yuan realized. Even if I cannot win, I will make you feel worse. Bai Ningbing's choice was sensible and she did it decisively and ruthlessly. After realizing this, Yan Tu was furious but a formless force pressed down from above and suppressed him. He could not move. This was the ability of the battle stage. The hosting GU master walked into the battle stage that had changed beyond recognition and announced the result. According to the rules, the winner has the right to demand the loser to hand over a GU. I want your ice crystal GU. Yan Tu said with hatred. Take it. Bai Ningbing coldly snorted and handed over the ice crystal GU. The 2 completed the transfer on the spot. Ice crystal GU was Bai Ningbing's vital GU. The moment she lost it, blood flowed out from her 7 orifices. Yan Tu's expression was still unsightly. He had chosen Ice Crystal Gu to teach Bai Ningbing a lesson. But even so, his losses were much greater. A rank 3 Ice Crystal Gu could not cover his losses. After this battle, Bai Ningbing might have lost, but it established her fame. One could say, she had gone down in flying colors. Shang Xinxi let out a breath of turbid air and calmed down her mind. It is a pity, if Bai Ningbing had listened to my advice and chose Frost Demon Gu at that time, the situation would have been much better. Wei Yong lamented. Ice Crystal Gu was suitable for men while Frost Demon Gu was suitable for women. Bai Ningbing lost Ice Crystal Gu, maybe this is a chance for her to choose Frost Demon Gu. Wei Yong said with an expectant tone. Chapter 315. Chapter 315. Hard Chi Gu. Did you see that battle? It was really splendid. Bai Ningbing suffered her first defeat and Yan Tu's victory was also not easy. My heart ached when I spent 20 primeval stones to watch the battle, but after the match, I feel that it was truly worth it. Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu's battle was like a boulder falling into the lake, the ripples spreading all over Shang Clan City. In every street, people were discussing the match. Old Ginger is hotter than young Ginger, Lord Yan Tu won in the end. But Bai Ningbing lost gloriously. Fighting to that level, it shows that her future is limitless. It is so unfortunately that I couldn't see that match. Bai Ningbing might have lost her vital Gu and suffered a backlash, but Ice Crystal Gu is easy find, this will not have too big of an influence on her. I am now really looking forward to the match between Fang Zheng and Zhu Kaibei. Right, that is sure to be a battle between Dragon and Tiger. The match between Fang Yuan and Zhu Kaibei was scheduled 7 days later. And because of Bai Ningbing's outstanding performance, their match received countless attention. Bai Ningbing, however, went missing. After that match, she did not return to Nanchu Garden. Did something happen to her? Shang Xinxi was worried. Don't worry, I understand her. She has a very prideful nature. After suffering such a defeat, she needs some time alone. Fang Yuan comforted Shang Xinxi. Bai Ningbing might have a female body but her heart was that of a man. All men were like lions and wolves. When they received injuries, they would look for a secluded place and silently lick their wounds. Women were different. When they felt wronged, they would want to pour out their grievances. They thirst for protection and comfort. Shang Xinxi nodded. Her beautiful and gentle eyes looked at Fang Yuan with concern. Is it possible to not fight? That Zhu Kaibei is as famous as Yan Tu. Big sister Bai Yun lost and had to give up her Ice Crystal Gu. Zhu Kaibei is a Strength Path Gu master. If big brother He Tu loses all out effort Gu. Bai Ningbing lost Ice Crystal Gu but it could be replenished. However, if Fang Yuan lost all-out effort Gu, he had no way to get another. Fang Yuan smiled. Precisely because of that, I cannot lose. Alright, I will be secluded cultivation for a few days to refine a Gu. You should go back first. Fang Yuan had already made inquiries on Zhu Kaibei's strength. After the match of Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu, he was able to make even more conjectures. Zhu Kaibei was a rank 4 initial stage Gu master and was equally matched with Yan Tu. Fang Yuan estimated he only had 30% chance of winning against Zhu Kaibei with his current strength. 30% chance of victory did not look high. But in actuality, if you consider the gap between the two large realms, 30% was rather outstanding already. If I am successful in refining that Gu, I will have 60% chance with its help. I can only hope that the refinement succeeds. Fang Yuan entered the secret room and began refining. First inner city. In a study room, bright and gentle lights were on. Shang Yanfei quietly looked at a ball of colorful smoke floating in the air. The colorful smoke churned and unfolded the scene of the match between Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu. Shang Yanfei watched this battle from start to finish and then put away the colorful smoke. Bai Ningbing had lost. She lost her vital Gu and also suffered from backlash. According to intel from Fengyu Manor, Bai Ningbing was recuperating at Dr. Su Shou's place. With this, she had received the punishment and a lesson for scheming against his second son. Shang Yanfei closed his eyes and leaned against the back of the chair. Bai Ningbing lost. She did not pass the test, but her innate gifts and talent were already recognized by the public. Given some time, she was certain to surpass Yan Tu and have great accomplishment. This was a true genius. Shang Yanfei cherished and was fond of talented people. Seeing Bai Ningbing's performance, he had an even greater desire to recruit her for Shang Xinxi. Next, it is Fang Zheng's turn. I wonder what surprise he will give me. I heard he might have a Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus. Heavenly Essence Treasure Lotus, there were 2 of these in Shang Clan City's living treasure door. There was also a heavenly essence treasure monarch lotus as well. However, they would have to pay an even greater price to take out these treasure lotuses. Living treasure door guarded the treasures, and even Shang Yanfei, the clan leader, had to comply with the rules set by his ancestors. Fang Zheng is a strength path GU master. Heavenly essence treasure lotus will not be able to show its true worth in his hands. It is better for Shin-Si to have it. Shang Yanfei pondered for a while sitting upright. After thinking through, he sent out a paper crane secret letter. The paper crane followed the dark path and flew inside a secret room. Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu soon felt a reaction and gathered in the secret room. Master has sent a secret letter again. Yan Tu unfolded the secret letter, and after glancing at it, he gave it to Zhu Kaibei. It is for you. Zhu Kaibei skimmed through the secret letter and muttered, Master thinks Fang Yuan might have a heavenly essence treasure lotus. If I win this battle, he wants me to try and request for this grass GU. Furthermore, even if he doesn't have it, I am not allowed to choose all-out effort GU. Zhu Kaibei's brows furrowed after he read this. He had planned to demand Fang Yuan's all-out effort GU. This legendary GU was extremely attractive to a strength path GU master like him. Unfortunately, Shang Yanfei sent such a command. Master loves talents and wants to protect that Fang Zheng's growth. Yan Tu analyzed. He raised his head and looked at Zhu Kaibei's frown, and mediated, Brother Zhu, take note of your mental state. We are the hidden elders of Shang clan and must follow clan leaders' commands. Times are different from when we freely roamed the world and did whatever we wanted. Zhu Kaibei nodded his head solemnly and said with remembrance, those were memorable times. Walking in the world alone, free and unrestrained. Could it be Brother Zhu is thinking of becoming a demonic GU master again? Yan Tu's tone was solemn. Zhu Kaibei scoffed. Brother Yan Tu, do you still not know me? It was just a casual remark. Demonic GU masters might be free and unrestrained, but the pressure and risks are huge. Their corpse might be found in the wild one day and there wouldn't even be people to retrieve the corpse. Yan Tu's expression relaxed at this. Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu were once solitary demonic GU masters. They had even made a name for themselves while roaming around southern border and had endured for 10 years. However, they were becoming tired as the time passed. Demonic GU masters lived extremely free lives, but there was a huge pressure on them. They would have to keep on worrying about the food for their GU, primeval stones, their own safety and other things. The two were slowly fed up with such a life, but they did not have the courage to change their ways. Until one day, when these two encountered each other in the wild. There was an extreme lack of trust between demonic GU masters. The moment these two noticed the other, they immediately attacked to ensure they held the initiative. Who would have imagined these two were evenly matched and fought from day to night? They used their intelligence, traps, and every kind of trick they knew with all their strength. When dawn arrived, the two did not have strength to continue their battle. Their primeval essence were fully expended and their bodies were covered with wounds. They were both within each other's reach, but they did not have strength to make the final strike and kill the other. When the morning light shone on their faces, these two both made an identical decision. I am tired of this life. Sigh, if I can survive this battle, I will go to Shang Clan City and join the righteous path. Yan Tu softly mumbled. I am so sick of it. After this battle, I will go to Shang Clan City and fight for that external elder's position. Zhu Kaibei fiercely cursed. They did not know why, but the two spoke at the same time. After they finished speaking, the two looked at each other. After a moment of silence, the two laughed heartily at the same time. This was fate, it was like heaven's will. On this day, two veteran demonic GU masters with not the least bit of trust, gained a best friend for life. As if they wanted to completely discard their past, they began changing and chose to trust each other. This trust was a trust without any reservations. The two went from one extremity to another extreme. Returning to the topic, Brother Yan Tu, you suffered great losses this time, you ended up in a pathetic state. Zhu Kaibei mocked while winking. No outsider would imagine he could make such an expression. Normally, Zhu Kaibei was solemn as iron and was very meticulous. But in reality, this was only a mask he had worn when he was walking the demonic path. Only in front of Yan Tu, his best friend, did he display his true nature. Yan Tu coldly snorted, he sighed as his brows relaxed. This Bai Ningbing is not simple, one day she will surpass us. I only won by a small margin, if she was rank 4, the battle could go either way. Zhu Kaibei nodded. I disguised myself to watch your match. It is indeed the rise of a younger generation. Yan Tu patted Zhu Kaibei's shoulder. That Fang Zheng is as famous as Bai Ningbing. They came to Shang Clan City together and also lives together. Their relation is definitely not normal. They are called the twin stars of the battle stage, and some people even call them the black and white demons. Bai Ningbing already has such strength, Fang Zheng definitely won't be any weaker. Brother Zhu, your strongest moment is also your weakest, you need to be careful. Zhu Kaibei proudly smiled. Brother, guess what this is? He took out a GU from his aperture. This GU was like a beetle, it was black as iron and was fist-sized. Hard Chi GU. Yan Tu was astonished before joy filled his face. This is great, Brother Zhu. Your defense falls when you use your killer move. This GU will make up for your weakness. This GU is precious and rare, you need to raise it carefully. Zhu Kaibei nodded and put back the hard Chi GU, he then let out a sigh. It is such a pity that it is only a hard Chi GU and not strength Chi GU. If it was strength Chi GU, my battle strength would undergo a qualitative transformation and surge by 2 or 3 times. Yan Tu laughed loudly. This is just your greed, like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. The ancient Chi path has already disappeared, strength Chi GU is extinct. It is your great luck that you could obtain a hard Chi GU, don't be greedy. Zhu Kaibei also laughed. Yeah, but endless greed is also human nature, ha ha ha. Ancient Chi path had appeared earlier than strength path. Chi path GU worms could alternate between form and formless, their ability were extremely wondrous. In ancient times, when Chi path flourished, 8 out of 10 GU masters would walk the Chi path. However, flowers bloom and wilt, powers rise and fall, this is the natural law and Chi path was not exempted from it. After its peak, Chi path gradually declined and was replaced by strength path. Bai Ningbing's vitality GU, Zhu Kaibei's hard Chi GU and Fang Yuan's atmosphere GU were all related to Chi path. Chapter 316. Chapter 316. Absolute Victory, Demonic Heart. 7 days passed, and the battle stage held the largest battle scene in a long time. Zhu Kaibei forcefully challenged Fang Yuan. The former was an experienced senior expert, his fame deeply entrenched in the city. The latter was a rising star in the last 2 years, shining like the night sky, a young expert of the newer generation. Other than the excitement of this battle, right before this, Bai Ningbing and Yan Tu had a battle, it perfectly led up to this climax. After 7 days of circulation, the entire Shang Clan city was hyping over this match. Thus, at the battle stage today, it was packed with people. The battle stage had also purposely promoted this battle, making it turn into a grand event. The person in charge of the battle stage, Shang Qi-wen, gained a huge boost to her business revenue and was extremely happy the last few days. Before the battle started, people already started chatting among themselves. Will the more experienced expert Zhu Kaibei win, or will Fang Zheng overcome the odds? Some people were discussing this. The fight between a veteran and rising star was a popular topic to explore. The two of them are Strength Path GU Masters, this is the resurrection battle of the Strength Path. Many Strength Path GU Masters were proud, having strong anticipation towards this battle. In their eyes, this had great meaning for them. No matter what, Fang Zheng has to fight with all his strength. Otherwise, his all-out effort GU will be taken by Zhu Kaibei. Fang Zheng is only rank 3 middle stage, although he is very adept at fighting, his cultivation is even lower than Bai Ningbing, not to mention in contrast to Zhu Kaibei. After tens of battles, Fang Yuan's strength could not be concealed anymore. Most people did not think he could win, because the difference in cultivation was too great. Fang Zheng is here, someone shouted. Fang Yuan walked slowly, entering the battle stage with a peaceful look. This was a super-size battle stage, black stone forest terrain. Fang Zheng stood at the center of the stage, folding his arms and taking a look at his surroundings. The black stone pillars, thick and tough, were placed all over the forest terrain. Outside, people were crowding and completely surrounded the stage. This was the most people Fang Yuan had seen at one battle in his 2 years of battling. Fang Yuan knew clearly, Shang Xinxi and Wei Yong were among the crowd, even Bai Ningbing was here, but disguised. He even heard Shang Xinxi say that some Shang Clan young masters were here. This reminded him of his first battle. Back then, there was barely any spectators, Fang Yuan was still a nobody. But now, he was already famous, had become someone who gathered attention. This is the final battle. Fang Yuan sighed in his heart. 3 Kings' inheritance was starting, considering the time taken to travel, there was no time left. After winning this, he still had to assist Shang Xinxi and make her a young master. It was crucial for his future plans. The day Shang Xinxi becomes a young master would be the day Fang Yuan leaves Shang Clan City. Regarding Zhu Kaibei and Yan Tu's secret identity, others did not know it, but Fang Yuan knew clearly. As long as one dominates the battle stage, they will become Shang clan external elder. Fang Yuan had never thought of dominating the battle stage. The identity of Shang clan external elder, it might be the dream of many people. The sparrow makes a nest in the house, only an eagle can build their nest beside a cliff. Not just the external clan elder of Shang clan, Fang Yuan does not have any interest even in the Shang clan leader position. All these roles, although glorious, were chains of fame and wealth. Pitiful, among those that live in the mortal realm, who knows how many people these chains have binded. Zhu Kaibei arrived on the stage too. A tower-like body, a steel-like expression. He had a large body frame and even denser muscles, it gave people a strong oppressing feeling. In Fang Yuan's previous life's memories, at the great righteous demonic battle of Yitian Mountain, Zhu Kaibei had a great performance too. He killed many established demonic Gu masters, and was one of the capable generals of Shang Yanfei. In him, the aura of rank 4 flowed. Before the battle even began, he already exerted mental pressure on Fang Yuan. In terms of cultivation, Fang Yuan was at a disadvantage. He was rank 3 peak stage, but used the breath concealment Gu, thus on the surface, he was rank 3 middle stage. But even if he has lower cultivation, so what? He. Fang Yuan squinted, his eyes glowing with brilliance. A few days ago, he had successfully refined that Gu, and his chances of winning rose to 60%. Even though his opponent was strong, Fang Yuan was confident of winning. This was not overconfidence nor pride, and certainly not arrogance, but an attitude. Demonic heart, cannot lose, cannot fall, must win at all cost. Even with less than 10% chance of winning, even without any chance of winning, he had to have an attitude of absolute victory. For a demonic Gu master, once they fail, it leads to disaster. Thus, he has to succeed, winning every time. There is no if, there is no what if. His 500 years of experience allowed Fang Yuan to develop such a mindset. Winner takes all, stepping on others' corpses and climb higher, rising to the apex. Only I can let the world down, whatever justice and integrity, fame, fortune and beauty, hatred and kindness, they will not be an obstacle but merely tools to use. This was where Fang Yuan differed from Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing had a heart to pursue victory, but Fang Yuan had a heart of absolute victory. Nothing can stop me, not even demise will subdue my demonic heart. Zhu Kaibei walked towards Fang Yuan, standing still and maintaining silent. He did not like to talk. Similarly, Fang Yuan hated trash talking. The two look at each other, ignoring the outside noises, one with a firm iron gaze, while the other had dark abyss-like pupils. Ding! As the bell rang, the battle began. All-out effort Gu. In an instant, light burst from Fang Yuan's eyes, and he injected his primeval essence, causing a horse phantom to appear behind him. The horse raised its head as it charged. With the strength of a horse in him, Fang Yuan activated the vertical crash Gu. Swoosh! He charged towards Zhu Kaibei, his speed as fast as a galloping horse. But when he got to Zhu Kaibei, the horse phantom vanished, and turned into a boar phantom. The boar had scarlet-red eyes, as its tusks stabbed forwards, giving off a fierce aura. Horse strength made charging faster, while boar strength made the impact of hitting stronger. Fang Yuan was already able to swap his beast phantoms at will now. Seeing Fang Yuan coming at him, Zhu Kaibei opened his mouth emotionlessly. His mouth was full of clean white teeth. At this moment, two fangs grew quickly, coming out of his mouth as two elephant tusks appeared. The tusks bent inwards, its sharp and curved tip stabbing into Zhu Kaibei's chest. But there was no blood at his wound, instead, a pure white armor formed at the area of contact. Like a milky layer of ice, the armor quickly formed on his upper body. Fang Yuan came over imposingly. Good timing. Zhu Kaibei did not dodge but instead took a step forward, bending his waist a little and taking Fang Yuan's charge head-on. Bam! A loud crashing sound, and the two's shoulders collided. Fang Yuan took 5 steps back, while Zhu Kaibei was sent flying. This caused many to scream out in shock. How can this be? Zhu Kaibei is not Fang Zheng's match. The all-out effort Gu is really too powerful. Weird, why does Fang Zheng have rank 3 peak stage cultivation? Once Fang Yuan attacked, the breath concealment Gu's effect was overridden, and his rank 3 peak stage aura was exposed, as many people noticed quickly. Zhu Kaibei showed a little surprise in his eyes, but it quickly vanished. He got up from the ground, not having taken much damage. Only his shoulder armor was cracked and broken. But quickly, these cracks vanished. The armor continued to extend. After a while, his arm and waist was covered. This was the ivory armor Gu's effect that Zhu Kaibei had been using. Ivory armor GU, a rank 4 GU with strong defense. But the weakness was, it needed some time to grow, and had no malleability. After the battle ends, the GU master has to break it themselves. Fang Yuan moved his shoulder, feeling a little ache. Earlier, he did not use the golden shield GU, just the combination of bronze skin, iron bones and steel tendons made his defense extraordinary. Strength affects both oneself and foe. There were great requirements in terms of defense for a strength GU master. The attack earlier was just a small test. This Zhu Kaibei has great physical strength. Since my rebirth, he is the strongest opponent I've faced. He is an enemy with great physical strength and defense. Fang Yuan's gaze was dark and eerie as he pounced again. Bam bam bam. The two exchanged blows, landing their punches every time, as Zhu Kaibei was at a disadvantage. Fang Yuan naturally did not give him any opportunity to continue growing, as the ivory armor broke many times from Fang Yuan's iron fist, unable to reach its complete form. But Zhu Kaibei's strength was getting stronger. He was suppressed initially, but started being tied with Fang Yuan. That was not surprising. Fang Yuan knew from Zhu Kaibei's information that he had a rank 4 habitual strength GU. The all-out effort GU was extinct long ago, thus to replace it, current strength path GU masters created the habitual strength GU. The lower rank of the habitual strength GU is the rank 3 store strength GU. The store strength GU can store energy, and release it slowly attack after attack. But it needed time to do so, and during that period, the GU master cannot move at all, thus it is not commonly used. But at rank 4, after the store strength GU refines into the habitual strength GU, this weakness is eliminated. The habitual strength GU after activation would cause Zhu Kaibei's strength to accumulate over time. At the same time, he is allowed to move freely. Bam! Fang Yuan's fists landed on Zhu Kaibei's chest, while Zhu Kaibei's palm chopped on Fang Yuan's shoulder. Both of them took 6 steps back. This time it was a draw. But Fang Yuan's fist was numb. In contrast, Zhu Kaibei's chest was covered by the ivory armor, and there was only some cracks on it. As time passed, Zhu Kaibei continued to move about, and the ivory armor became thicker, causing Zhu Kaibei's skin to become monstrously thick. Zhu Kaibei's strength was starting to show. Not only does he have rank 4 yellow gold primeval essence, he also had rank 4 GU worms. Just the ivory armor could compete with Fang Yuan's steel tendons, iron bones, and bronze skin combination. Chapter 317. Chapter 317. Fang Yuan vs. Zhu Kaibei 1. Hook, palm strike, elbow jab, kick. Fang Yuan and Zhu Kaibei fought head-on, exchanging moves after moves. Punches and kicks collided, producing intense tremors. The two moved while striking each other. Any stone or tree they struck would collapse with a loud sound. Fang Zheng is falling into a disadvantage. Gradually, the spectators understood the situation. To deal with Zhu Kaibei, one needs to take him down as soon as possible and not give him any time. Someone sighed. Zhu Kaibei had habitual strength GU, his strength grew the longer it stayed active. Easy for you to say, who can knock him down at the start? He has rank 4 cultivation, the ivory armor GU and plentiful battle experience. Being able to fight him to this extent, Fang Zheng could be said to be pretty good. Bai Ningbing watched the match quietly from within the crowd. She had experienced the pressure Fang Yuan was on right now. Only those who had personally fought against rank 4 GU masters would know the huge gap between rank 3 and rank 4. Brother He too. Shang Xinxi clenched her fists tightly, her beautiful eyes followed Fang Yuan. Wei Yang's brows gradually furrowed. Howl! Suddenly, the roar of a wild beast burst out. A dragon-elephant phantom suddenly rose up behind Zhu Kaibei, showing a tremendous might. Dragon-elephant refers to a huge elephant who possesses dragon's blood. Its physique was larger than a mammoth, it was a humongous beast. If lions and tigers came across it, they would detour around it and not dare to attack. There was a great possibility of obtaining dragon-elephant huge strength GU by killing this type of ferocious beast. Dragon Elephant Huge Strength GU was a rank 4 GU, while the Galloping Horse Strength GU, Green Bull Labor GU and other GU used by Fang Yuan were only rank 3. Since Zhu Kaibei became rank 4 GU master, he had used 3 Dragon Elephant Huge Strength GU and created 3 Beast Phantoms for himself. Right now, he was punching with the strength of a dragon elephant. Fang Yuan's pupils rapidly shrunk. At this moment of crisis, he quickly put up his 2 arms. All-out effort GU. Stone Turtle Strength. A huge turtle phantom appeared behind him. Boom! Zhu Kaibei's bull-sized fist ruthlessly struck Fang Yuan's arms. A huge force emerged from the collision. Zhu Kaibei only took a step back while Fang Yuan was sent flying. Stone turtle phantom collapsed with a loud bang, while dragon elephant phantom flew higher into the sky. Stone turtle strength was clearly not dragon elephant strength's match. Fang Yuan was sent flying for almost 30 steps and crashed through 2 stone pillars before finally stopping. Fang Yuan got back to his stance again and shook his aching and numb arms. He might look pitiful but was not the least bit harmed. The combination of iron bone, steel tendons and bronze skin gave him a very strong defense. Zhu Kaibei punched with the strength of a dragon elephant. Outside the stage, many spectators cried out in surprise. He has been using habitual strength GU since the start and now his strength has become exceedingly high. This is still only the strength of a dragon elephant. Senior Zhu Kaibei has a total of 3 dragon elephant phantoms in him. I once saw him strike with the strength of 3 dragon elephants. He instantly crushed his opponent's skull. Fang Zheng can't hold back Zhu Kaibei. Zhu Kaibei striking with dragon elephant strength is a prelude to his dominance of this match. Fang Yuan was expressionless as he charged towards Zhu Kaibei once again. The two exchanged moves again. Snow silver primeval essence continually poured into all-out effort GU. Boar, brown bear, crocodile, green bull, horse, stone turtle, white elephant and black python, 8 beast phantoms flashed by one after another. After the stone turtle strength GU, Fang Yuan had used white elephant primeval strength GU and black python coiling strength GU to gain white elephant phantom and black python phantom. 8 beast phantoms were Fang Yuan's body's limit. Thus after using black python coiling strength GU, he no longer used other strength GU. On the stage, Fang Yuan unleashed a flurry of attacks. His punches broke through the wind and were extremely violent. Such terrifying offensive power birthed fear in the spectators. Zhu Kaibei had just burst out the strength of a dragon phantom and his strength was now back to before. Habitual strength GU started to accumulate power once again. Seizing the opportunity, Fang Yuan started going all out, immediately taking back the initiative. His 8 beast phantoms flashed continuously in the air, while the dragon elephant phantoms appeared only occasionally. However, every time dragon elephant phantom appeared, it would send Fang Yuan flying. As time passed, Fang Yuan's injuries accumulated. Bronze skin could not resist Zhu Kaibei's enormous strength and was lacerated. Zhu Kaibei's whole body was covered with a layer of ivory armor, so although there were many scars and cracks on it, he stood straight from the start, like an iron tower standing tall on the earth. After some time, there was a chance. Zhu Kaibei made a very tiny mistake which might only appear once in a blue moon. Fang Yuan grabbed this transient opportunity and suddenly moved to Zhu Kaibei's back and smacked. Brown bear phantom. If this enormous and heavy force struck, Zhu Kaibei would definitely be spurred out large amounts of blood. Zhu Kaibei had no time to stop it so he could turn around and sweep his arms. Howl! Suddenly, there was the trumpet of an elephant. Dragon elephant phantom appeared and completely suppressed the brown bear phantom. Fang Yuan was instead sent flying. This was the 8th time. The frequency of dragon elephant phantom's appearance became more frequent. When it did not appear, Fang Yuan held a slight initiative. But once it appeared, none of Fang Yuan's phantoms were its match. Fang Yuan's beast phantoms were all ordinary wild beasts, but dragon elephant had a trace of dragon bloodline in it and was considered a mutated beast. After 1 hour since the match started. Howl, howl. 2 dragon elephant phantoms appeared at the same time behind Zhu Kaibei. His 2 fists ruthless struck Fang Yuan's chest and sent the latter flying far away. Fang Yuan spurted out a mouthful of blood in the air and his vision shook. Thump 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 thump. He smashed through 5 stone pillars before falling down on the ground. Dust rose and covered his figure. So miserable. Many GU masters' eyes twitched at this scene. Fang Yuan's current state was too appalling. Rank 3 beast phantom or not the rank 4 dragon elephant phantoms match. Fang Zheng might have all-out effort GU, but he can only use 1 beast phantom at a time. On the contrary, Zhu Kaibei's habitual strength GU is much better. How could this be? All-out effort GU is a legendary GU but is actually inferior to the ordinary habitual strength GU. Someone shouted in surprise. Soon, someone explained, this is not the problem of all-out effort GU, but rather the problem lies in Fang Zheng. Fang Zheng has the strength of 8 beasts in him. They are like a huge water jar but the outlet is only a small bamboo pipe. All-out effort GU can let this small bamboo pipe discharge water in top speed, while habitual strength GU is like a bucket that needs to draw water from the water jar. All-out effort Gu allows the continuous flow of a thin stream, while habitual strength Gu accumulates before erupting. Brother He too. Shang Xinxi's heart jumped and she felt suffocated as she saw Fang Yuan's figure covered with dust. However, soon, the spectators saw a black figure slowly standing up from within the smoke. 3 ribs have fractured, and there seems to be internal bleeding. Such a powerful attack. Intense pain attacked Fang Yuan, but the corner of his lips instead rose into a smile. He had a steel willpower. What was this little bit of pain? What was this little bit of injuries? His battle intent rose with the pain like burning fire. His blood boiled like boiling water. This type of battle is the most satisfying. It is only interesting when defeating such a strong enemy. He ha ha ha. Fang Yuan stood from within the dust with his head high and started laughing without restraint. What is Fang Zheng saying? He seems to be laughing. Was his brain damaged by Zhu Kaibei? Because of the barrier around the stage, the spectators could not hear clearly. Zhu Kaibei, who had an indifferent look since the start of the battle, had a change in his expression for the first time after he heard Fang Yuan's crazed laughter. This kid, his expression turned grim as he got a familiar as well as strange feeling from that laughter. With a little bit of thinking, he immediately realized. This was the aura of the demonic path. A killing intent as sharp as a knife, a crazed will to destroy the world, an arrogance that looked down on the world, a ruthlessness that trampled on all living things. This laughter seemed to have made Zhu Kaibei return to the past. That painful and unbearable past. He had to engage in slaughter almost every day as if walking alone in an endless darkness, with no one to talk to, an endless loneliness repressed into fear, the life of the demonic path that was worse than death. You must keep going forward and you must keep on winning. It was like walking on a steel rope between cliffs, your nerves stretched to the limits and you had no moment to relax. With just one loss, you could fall into the abyss, consigned to eternal damnation. Zhu Kaibei was fed up with such a life, so he threw in his lot with Shang clan and became a hidden elder. These years, he felt like he was a person who had climbed ashore after struggling and almost drowning in the sea of bitterness. He was already standing on the shore, but Fang Yuan's laughter was like a tide making him look back at the sea of bitterness. This laughter evoked a trace of fear in Zhu Kaibei. I cannot go back to my past. I don't want to think about the past. I have turned over a new leaf, I have already begun a new life, I am already a member of the righteous path. Righteous could not coexist with demonic. Zhu Kaibei's face shook to reveal a sinister expression, he felt an extreme hatred towards Fang Yuan from the depths of his heart. Dragon Travel Tiger Steps Gu. Zhu Kaibei took the initiative to attack, he took large strides like a tiger or dragon and charged into the dust. His every step was accompanied by the dragon's cry and tiger's roar. This was the rank 4 Dragon Travel Tiger Steps Gu and it allowed Zhu Kaibei to move rapidly. It was also similar to charging Crash Gu and used the charging and crashing force to bring out Zhu Kaibei's stored strength. Zhu Kaibei charged fiercely into the dust, straight towards Fang Yuan. Howl! Dragon Elephant Phantom appeared again. It was only one phantom and not 2 phantoms. However, this was enough to suppress Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan did not avoid it and took it head-on. Stone Turtle Phantom soared behind him. The two fiercely collided. The collision created a fierce wind wave, blowing away the dust. Zhu Kaibei had a flabbergasted look as he retreated 5 steps, while Fang Yuan did not budge even a bit. There were only bewilderment outside the stage. What in the world is going on? This scene was beyond almost everyone's expectations. It was the same stone turtle strength against dragon elephant strength, but why was the result completely different? Zhu Kaibei gritted his teeth as he pounced forward again. Bang! A loud sound. He was sent flying by Fang Yuan like a sandbag before crashing onto the ground. He got up with difficulty and stared deadly at the space above Fang Yuan. In the air, Brown Bear Phantom and Boar Phantom slowly disappeared. Using 2 Beast Phantom at once. How is this possible? This goes against common sense. There were cries of surprise and alarm from the spectators. Chapter 318. Chapter 318. Fang Yuan vs. Zhu Kaibei 2. 2 Beast Phantoms. My eyes did not deceive me, right? Yan Tu's eyes were wide open. What GU is he using to bring out 2 Beast Phantoms at the same time? Zhu Kaibei's expression turned grave as he looked fixed at Fang Yuan. His pupils suddenly shrunk. Come. Vertical crash GU. Fang Yuan's expression was emotionless and his eyes died in a deep miasma. He charged towards Zhu Kaibei. At the same time, a horse and boar phantom appeared above his head. Boar strength increased the force of his charge while horse strength increased his speed instantaneously, making his charging speed even quicker. With the empowerment of 2 strengths, Fang Yuan seemed to have turned into a fierce boar charging with the speed of a raging horse, his figure quickly enlarged in Zhu Kaibei's eyes. Dragon Travel Tiger Steps Gu. Facing Fang Yuan's powerful attack, Zhu Kaibei jumped along with the cry of a dragon and the roar of a tiger. This time, he dodged of his own accord and brushed past Fang Yuan. Vertical Crash Gu's weakness was exposed, it could only charge in a straight line, the opponent could easily determine the direction and dodge, causing the attack to fail. Zhu Kaibei has taken the initiative to dodge. He had always been attacking head-on and rarely dodged. Since the battle started, this is the first time he has dodged without tanking the hit. Fang Zheng is able to bring out two beast phantoms at the same time while Zhu Kaibei's habitual strength Gu has to accumulate strength again, dodging is a sensible move. Fang Zheng is still too inexperienced, although he has high-quality Gu worms, his battle experience is far inferior to Zhu Kaibei. This attack was a wasted attempt. This spectator were still commenting when there was a sudden change in the stage. After Fang Yuan brushed past Zhu Kaibei, he suddenly stopped using all-out effort Gu. The two beast phantoms disappeared, his charging force immediately diminished as he smashed into a black stone pillar. As the black stone pillar collapsed, Fang Yuan's momentum stopped. Horizontal charge Gu. Fang Yuan turned his body and charged horizontally, his two arms attacking straight. Two large phantoms of brown bear and white elephant suddenly rose up. The distance was too close and Zhu Kaibei was caught unprepared, the attack hit him violently and sent his tall body flying. The person who had just evaluated Fang Yuan as too inexperienced was tongue-tied. Many spectators' eyes brightened. Fang Yuan's attack seemed ordinary, but it involved many factors and was an exceptionally brilliant move. All-out effort Gu could unleash formidable offensive power when activated, it could also be revoked. The constant switch between activation and revoking let Fang Yuan move smoothly with great flexibility. At the same time, he used the terrain to stop his momentum. Zhu Kaibei was struck by Fang Yuan, not because he was not intelligent but because he was used to habitual strength Gu and his plentiful experiences instead created a blind spot in his thoughts. Fang Yuan charged again. Zhu Kaibei rose to resist, but Fang Yuan's two beast phantoms burst out like a crazed lion, the ferocious roar even caused the spectators' hearts to palpitate. Zhu Kaibei became a sandbag, left with no way to retaliate, he held his breath as he defended desperately. Heavens, Fang Zheng is merely rank 3 peak stage but is actually suppressing Zhu Kaibei. Such an unimaginable scene is actually happening in front of my eyes. All-out effort Gu is after all a legendary Gu, it is powerful and has marvelous uses, even rank 4 habitual strength Gu cannot compare to it. Fang Zheng has already perfected the use of all-out effort Gu. He might not have plentiful experience, but his innate battle talent is enough to make up for everything else. The spectators were clamoring. Bam! Dust rose up. Zhu Kaibei's tower-like body was like a sack as he smashed through several thick black stone pillars. Cough! He again spurted out a mouthful of blood. He struggled to get up but Fang Yuan was already upon him and did not give him any chance to take a breather. He stomped on the ground. Horse and green bull beast phantoms appeared at the same time. Zhu Kaibei rolled on the ground, dodging the attack in a sorry state. Fang Yuan's right leg stamped on the ground fiercely, a dull sound echoed, soil and stones split and flew, the whole battle stage seemed to be slightly shaking. A clear concave depression appeared immediately below his legs. Vertical crash Gu. Fang Yuan charged, brown bear and white elephant phantoms simultaneously appeared. Damn it! This time, Zhu Kaibei did not have enough time to dodge, he could only grit his teeth and raise his huge arms to resist. Howl! Howl! Behind him, two dragon elephant phantoms suddenly appeared and rose to the air. Fang Yuan's brown bear and white elephant phantoms immediately paled in comparison. Fang Yuan strongly collided into Zhu Kaibei. Zhu Kaibei was only pushed back a little, while Fang Yuan himself was sent flying away. Two beast phantoms could suppress one dragon elephant strength. However, Fang Yuan would lose against two dragon elephant strength. Finally, two dragon elephant strength came out. Zhu Kaibei let out a breath of turbid air, he was shocked by Fang Yuan's violent strength. Only when two dragon elephant strength burst out, did he reclaim his footing. Habitual strength Gu might be rank 4 but it was indeed inferior to all-out effort Gu. Zhu Kaibei had to continuously accumulate and increase his strength by activating habitual strength Gu, then summon the beast phantom. However, even he did not know when it would appear. If he attacked, and one dragon elephant strength appeared, he would have to accumulate strength all over again which caused his battle strength to temporarily fall. Zhu Kaibei's strength was like a water jar and his habitual strength Gu was like a bucket, he needed to draw the water from it every time. In contrast, all-out effort Gu was a stream and could be used anytime, able to be unleashed whenever Feng Yuan willed. In fact, if Feng Yuan did not want to use it, he could even turn it off. With such a flexible use, Feng Yuan could advance or retreat, he could use to attack or move away quickly. If I was the one with all-out effort Gu Sai. Unfortunately, even if I win, Sheng Yanfei would not allow me to claim it. Zhu Kaibei felt regret. He had complete freedom when he was a demonic Gu master and could do whatever he wanted. By submitting to the righteous path, he gained safety and stability, had enough resources, but he felt his hands and legs bound when doing things. If I choose the all-out effort Gu disregarding his orders, what would happen? This thought was immediately dispelled the moment it appeared. If he really did that, it was no doubt offending Sheng Yanfei. Sheng Yanfei was not only a rank 5 expert, he also controlled Shang clan. If Zhu Kaibei disobeyed him, even if he escaped, his future would never be peaceful. Wait a moment, what am I thinking about? The crucial thing now is to defeat Fang Zheng. Zhu Kaibei's gaze concentrated, activating Dragon Travel Tiger Steps Gu and attacking Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan spurted a mouthful of blood from the attack, his iron-like arm bones were fractured. The intense pain struck him, but Fang Yuan instead grinned and laughed. All-out effort Gu. Brown bear, white elephant and green bull, 3 phantoms burst out together. Even Zhu Kaibei could not help but stare with wide eyes, revealing a stupefied expression. What had just happened to Fang Yuan, happened to himself immediately after. Zhu Kaibei had thought of taking the chance to attack quickly and had taken the initiative to attack, but he was instead sent flying. There was a huge hole in the thick and solid ivory armor on his chest. He spurted out a huge amount of blood and smashed through the black stone pillars before collapsing on the ground, as a dust cloud appeared. Zhu Kaibei clenched his teeth as he hurriedly got up. 3 beast phantoms. The spectators were stupefied. The scene was extremely clear. Fang Yuan struck with 3 beast phantoms. How did he do it? Many spectators looked at each other. He had just attacked with 2 beast phantoms, but now there's 3, many were speechless. But even more people already had guesses. Could it be? Zhu Kaibei stared at Fang Yuan fixedly as he squeezed out a name from his teeth, Bitter Strength Gu. That's right, it was Bitter Strength Gu. Bitter Strength Gu was a rank 4 Gu and was the perfect companion for Strength Path Gu masters. The more injuries the Gu master suffered, the greater the pain he felt, the more strength they could bring out. Naturally, there was a limit to the strength the Gu master could display and it depended on the Gu master's foundation. Fang Yuan possessed 8 beast strength phantoms, the strength he contained was like a large water vat. All-out effort Gu was like a bamboo pipe that could be opened and closed at will and could continually draw water from the vat. Right now, as Fang Yuan suffered injuries and used bitter strength Gu, it was as if many holes appeared on the water vat. All-out effort Gu added in bamboo pipes to all these holes and allowed Fang Yuan to use them as he wished. Just with all-out effort Gu, Fang Yuan only had a single bamboo pipe to draw the water and thus could only use 1 beast phantom. But now, under the effects of his injuries and the bitter strength Gu, it was like adding 2 new outlets to the water vat. Thus, when Fang Yuan used all-out effort Gu now, he could simultaneously use 3 beast phantoms. To think he has a bitter strength Gu. Didn't Shang Yazi buy this Gu in the auction? Is this bitter strength Gu the one Shang Yazi owned? Yan Tu guessed the answer. His eyes narrowed and his expression was unprecedentedly solemn. If the bitter strength in Fang Zheng's hand is not Shang Yazi's, then he no doubt toyed with Shang Yazi in the auction. But if this bitter strength Gu was the one Shang Yazi bought, then the situation is terrifying. Shang Yazi had been ousted from his young master position not long ago because of false accounting with Fang Zheng. Maybe this bitter strength Gu is the fruit of Fang Zheng's victory. This kid is not simple. Brother Zhu, you have to be careful. Yan Tu could not help but worry about Zhu Kaibei's situation. Zhu Kaibei only felt bitterness in his mouth. First, the all-out effort Gu, now the bitter strength Gu. These 2 Gu were both what he, Zhu Kaibei, yearned for every day and had bitterly searched for them fruitlessly. However, Fang Yuan who was so young was holding both Gu, such luck caused this senior to become green with envy. With bitter strength Gu, the heavier the injuries Fang Yuan suffered, the more holes there would be on his water vat and he would also become stronger. In other words, every time Zhu Kaibei inflicted damage, he would instead be increasing Fang Yuan's battle strength. It was an unpleasant feeling. His mental endurance also took a hit, not wanting to fight with Fang Yuan anymore. The more Fang Yuan fought, the stronger he got, the heavier the injuries he suffered, the higher his strength. The most important thing was he possessed 8 beast phantoms. If they all burst out together, even if Jukai Bei's 3 dragon elephant appeared together, it would be useless. What lowered Jukai Bei's morale even more was that he knew Fang Yuan possessed a self-reliance Gu. Self-reliance Gu's healing effects was extremely potent towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was being healed while suffering injuries, maintaining his strength at a terrifying level. All-out effort Gu, bitter strength Gu and self-reliance Gu, these 3 formed a tight combination, creating a secure and solid foundation. Reaching this step, the Gu set that Fang Yuan planned earlier had already reached initial success, forming the skeleton. Their effects were outstanding and even the rank 4 Jukai Bei was suffering from this combination. Fang Yuan had been in Shang Clan City for over 2 years now, already accomplishing something most Gu masters would not be able to accumulate even after spending most of their lives. Even a veteran like Jukai Bei was jealous and green-eyed. Chapter 319. Chapter 319. Fang Yuan vs Jukai Bei 3. Even if Fang Zheng has bitter strength Gu, the strength he can release is at most 8 beast phantoms. Bitter strength Gu cannot raise his strength limitlessly. Shang clan leader ordered me to not take all-out effort Gu, I can only choose this bitter strength Gu. Jukai Bei's eyes brightened as he thought of this. Whether it was all-out effort Gu or bitter strength Gu, they were both extremely attractive to strength path Gu masters. I still haven't lost. I am at rank 4 initial stage, I am superior in terms of primeval essence, and I also have my killer move. Jukai Bei possessed plentiful experience and was able to put his disorganized mind in order after pondering for a short period. He was invigorated and his low morale rose up. The two began exchanging moves again. The battle could not longer be described as intense, desperate was more suitable. The two punched and kicked one after another, attacking and defending. Jukai Bei's ivory armor was being broken continuously and while repairing itself. From time to time, he would spurt out mouthfuls of blood. Fang Yuan was also not much better, he was restraining self-reliance Gu which caused his whole body to be full of injuries and blood seeped out continuously, his bones fractured and endless pain continued to assault his mind like tides. The heavier the injuries he suffered, the stronger he got. Not long later, he could bring out 5 beast phantoms. Jukai Bei fell into a much more dangerous situation and was almost suppressed to the state where he could not even lift his head. This was something he had never experienced at the battle stage. Even Yan Tu was only his equal. Junior, you are too arrogant. Jukai Bei furiously swept his arms. 3 dragon elephants, he suddenly erupted, as the enormous dragon elephant phantom appeared behind him. Fang Yuan was sent flying. 3 dragon elephants could suppress 5 beast phantoms. Fang Yuan's arms were twisted due to the attack, they were completely fractured. His left arm was even folded into a right angle and the fractured bones were exposed with fresh blood flowing down. Fang Yuan clenched his teeth and endured the pain as he activated self-reliance Gu. Such injuries already affected his combat capability and he had to heal it. He first healed his right arm before twisting his left arm back to its proper state, forcefully joining the broken parts as he activated the self-reliance Gu. The broken bones began to grow again and join together. Then it was the pieces of flesh and finally the skin. During the healing process, Fang Yuan constantly evaded Jukai Bei's attacks using horizontal charge Gu and vertical crash Gu, contending with Jukai Bei by doing 3 tasks at once. When he attacked fiercely with a domineering might. But when he dodged, it was a completely different style, he was calm and not flustered in the face of danger, like a slippery loach. He used the black stone forest terrain to his maximum advantage, so although Jukai Bei's dragon travel tiger steps Gu was faster than Fang Yuan, he could not catch Fang Yuan. After the healing was finished, Fang Yuan turned around and started attacking again. Time passed by, the battle situation became more desperate. Fang Yuan's phantoms gradually rose from 5 to 6 then 7 until there were 8 phantoms. At the start of the battle, there were spectators who commented and shouted from time to time, but as the match progressed, the audience had gotten silent. Fang Yuan and Jukai Bei's terrifying strength caused their hearts to feel cold and astonished. Too terrifying. Such power, one can only imagine how flourishing the ancient strength path must have been. If it was me, I would have already turned into meat paste no matter which one I fought among them. The spectators were speechless but even more secretly felt admiration towards the unyielding spirit of Fang Yuan and Jukai Bei. These two were true warriors of steel. No one had predicted such a result. Fang Yuan was strong and after he brought out 8 phantoms, he was suppressing Jukai Bei most of the time. However, Jukai Bei was not weak, His healing GU was also quite outstanding. The combination of Dragon Guts GU, Dragon Travel Tiger Steps GU, and Dragon Elephant GU formed a resonance of Tao marks due to their similar law fragments. This greatly raised the probability of bringing out his Dragon Elephant Phantom. Sweat formed in Shang Xinxi's clenched hands. Wei Yang's frown became deeper and was turning into a knot. He could see Fang Yuan was getting exhausted. Even Fang Yuan's iron body could not endure unleashing the strength of 8 beast phantoms. Sweat fell down his body like rain and his muscles were already aching and turning numb. There was another even greater danger. Being able to simultaneously summon 8 phantoms signified his injuries were extremely severe and he was in danger. Fang Yuan was walking on a steel wire. If he was struck by Zhu Kaibei's 3 Dragon Elephant Phantoms, he might die from the attack. He was risking his life in battle. This was a battle of extremes. From start till now, it had already been over 2 hours. The match gradually reached the climax. The two had reached their limits. Their attacks were clearly starting to slow down. However, the match was instead becoming more thrilling and even Bai Ningbing's expression was solemn. The whole scene was silent, all the spectators were concentrating on the match. Zhu Kaibei finally lost his patience. He might be able to strike with 3 Dragon Elephant strength, but it all depended on luck and there was no assurance. Sometimes, the phantoms came out at the wrong timing and Fang Yuan would easily dodge or resist it. Why has his primeval essence not been exhausted? Even the rank 4 strength path GU master Zhu Kaibei did not have much primeval essence left at this stage. However, Fang Yuan, a rank 3 GU master, actually appeared to have abundant primeval essence and was very energetic. Could it be, he really has a heavenly essence treasure lotus? Zhu Kaibei could not help but recall that secret letter sent by Shang Yanfei. If Fang Zheng really has it, his luck is simply too heaven-defying. Zhu Kaibei gritted his teeth. The expected superiority in primeval essence did not exist, causing his fighting spirit to dampen. But the truth was, Fang Yuan not only had heavenly essence treasure lotus, but also blood skull GU and 4-flavor liquor worm. If Zhu Kaibei knew this, his expression would definitely be spectacular. I can't lose. It seems I can only use my killer move. Zhu Kaibei made his decision. Dragon Travel Tiger Steps GU. He suddenly retreated and this unusual movement immediately attracted Fang Yuan's attention. However, Fang Yuan could not catch him. Dragon Travel Tiger Steps was really fast, far surpassing horizontal charge GU and vertical crash GU. Even considering this terrain, it was disadvantageous to pursue him. Almost instantly, all the spectators gazed at Zhu Kaibei, many realizing something. This is bad. Wei Yang's expression suddenly changed at this scene and he could not help but cry out in surprise. What is it? Shang Xinxi immediately looked at him. Zhu Kaibei is about to use his killer move. This match has finally reached the climax. Wei Yang's voice was deep and sweat seeped out of his forehead. He was extremely nervous as he explained hurriedly, Zhu Kaibei's killer move has a flaw. If Fang Zheng can grasp this flaw, he could clinch victory. If not, I am afraid Zhu Kaibei will be the winner. Wei Yang had just finished speaking, when there was a change in the stage. Jin Heart GU, Jin Body GU, Jin Mind GU, 3 rank 4 GU were simultaneously activated. Body, heart, and mind combined, essence, qi, and spirit merged. Zhu Kaibei's physique suddenly enlarged by 3 times, a white aura appeared around his body as if signifying the descent of a deity. Along with it, his domineering presence increased greatly. This was his killer move, Jin Transformation. It increased the GU master's strength by 3 times and even his mental energy was raised by 3 times. GU master consumed their mental energy to control GU worms. If they overused it, their mind would feel sluggishness. But Zhu Kaibei's mental energy was raised now and he became energetic again. At the same time, his strength was increased by 3 times. 3 Dragon Elephant strength became 9 Dragon Elephant strength. Once the 9 Dragon Elephant Phantoms burst out, the 8 Beast Phantoms would be crushed and Fang Yuan would certainly lose. Zhu Kaibei reached his strongest state. However, right at this moment, the ivory armor covering his whole body broke due to his size. Many defensive GU could not be stretched with the user and ivory armor was one of them. At this moment, he is completely defenseless. His strongest moment is also his weakest. Quick, grab this single opportunity for victory. Wei Yang's eyes widened as he mumbled with clenched fists. At another corner of the room, Bai Ningbing's eyes also suddenly brightened. As if he heard Wei Yang's suggestion, Fang Yuan adopted a posture of attacking, but suddenly his movement stopped. The excited and happy look that had just appeared on Wei Yang's face froze. Strike. He could not help but shout, his heart pulsed rapidly. Unfortunately, the barrier around the stage isolated sound, the spectators nearby casted strange glances at him. Fang Yuan did not move but calmly observed. The broken ivory armor was starting to grow, the new armor covered tightly around Zhu Kaibei's whole body. Fang Yuan's chance at victory was slipping and becoming indistinct. Wei Yong stomped his feet with anxiety but it was no use. He raised his head and heaved a long sigh. Sigh, Fang Zheng lost, he lost his only chance. Fang Yuan did not attack and that was quite a surprise to Zhu Kaibei. He had expected Fang Yuan to attack him, and had already made preparations for that, but Fang Yuan, however, made no such attempt. It was a real pity. Because, just earlier, he had activated Hard Qi Gu. Hard Qi Gu turned into a ball of formless air covering his whole body. At that moment, he looked like he had no defense, but in truth his defense was extremely tight and solid like a boulder. He had covered up his greatest weakness with the Hard Qi Gu. If Fang Yuan had attacked, he was certain to meet with Zhu Kaibei's frontal assault and was likely going to lose. However, Fang Yuan did not move. Zhu Kaibei had even slowed down the regeneration speed of the ivory armor to entice Fang Yuan, but he did not move and quietly watched like a spectator. Did he detect it? Impossible. Hard Qi Gu was formless. I got it just recently and have never used it before. HMPH, since you are not attacking, then let me make the move. Bright rays exploded and flashed in Zhu Kaibei's eyes. Jin transformation was a killer move created from using 3 rank 4 GU, whether it was his yellow gold primeval essence or mental energy, they were both decreasing rapidly. Physical strength and mental energy were both increased by 3 times. But at the same time, the consumption was also increased by 3 times. Zhu Kaibei's Jin transformation could not be maintained for long. Dragon Travel Tiger Steps. Zhu Kaibei charged at Fang Yuan. Horizontal charge, vertical crash. Fang Yuan retreated and avoided the attack. Zhu Kaibei was bewildered. Fang Yuan changed his style and suddenly retreated. Was it to stall for time? Pointless. My body is 3 times larger now and every step I take is 3 times as far. With Dragon Travel Tiger Steps GU, my speed is even faster. Zhu Kaibei scoffed inwardly. It was pointless even if Fang Yuan used the Black Stone Forest terrain. By now, almost all the black stone pillars were destroyed. Moreover, Jin transformation could completely crush everything in its path. To the current Zhu Kaibei, the terrain was as flat as a pancake. Chapter 320. Chapter 320. Tear through the sky. Seeing that Fang Yuan about to be caught, Sheng Xinxi's heart tightened. Fang Yuan had severe injuries on him. If he was hit by Zhu Kaibei's 9 dragon elephant strength, it meant death. Right now, Zhu Kaibei was the oppressing one. If Fang Yuan was caught up in close combat, his situation would be dire. But unfortunately, Fang Yuan's movement speed was inferior to Zhu Kaibei. The only way out was if he had a strong long-range attack to restrict Zhu Kaibei. Fang Zheng, you lost. Zhu Kaibei took big strides and approached. He knew Fang Yuan had a Blood Moon GU, but such a weak attack could not stop him. An ordinary long-range attack could not stop him at all. Even in the entire battle stage, only Yan Tu's Fire Sea Twin Dragon kill could stop the assault of his Jin transformation. Fang Zheng is about to lose. In the end, Zhu Kaibei is the victor of this battle. Experience is still the deciding factor. The people discussed outside the stage. The situation was extremely clear now. Sigh. Wei Yong sighed deeply. Sheng Xinxi shut her eyes in pain. Even Bai Ningbing's gaze dimmed. He. Yan Tu laughed lightly. Once Fang Yuan lost, Sheng Yanfei's mission would be completed. Unless, Fang Yuan had a strong long-range attack that could stop Zhu Kaibei's advancement. But, Strength Path GU masters are mostly close-range fighters, they had little to no long-range methods, it was mostly situational techniques. This was a common weakness of Strength Path GU masters these days, a weakness easily exploited. Yan Tu and Zhu Kaibei had many intense battles. A portion of their battles relied on Yan Tu using long-range attacks to restrict Zhu Kaibei, then winning by an extremely small margin. All other situations where Yan Tu failed to restrict Zhu Kaibei resulted in a loss after he got close. Close range, long range, it was the crux of battling a Strength Path GU master. In fact, it was the deciding factor in a battle. It's over. Zhu Kaibei was already extremely close to Fang Yuan, as many people sighed. But at this moment, Fang Yuan's lips curled into a faint smile. His dark eerie eyes burst forth with a cold glare. It was time. 8 phantoms instantly appeared behind him. Next, he activated his GU worm, and pointed with his finger. The snow-silver primeval essence in his aperture fell drastically, over 40% was expended in an instant. Some mystical change had occurred. The beast phantoms originally manifested from the Tao marks had become more solid, turning from hollow to real. From a hollow phantom, they became solid phantoms. Boar, brown bear, crocodile, green bull, horse, stone turtle, white elephant, black python, with a loud roar, they descended from the sky, charging towards Jukai Bay. At this moment, everyone was stunned. Change had occurred so quickly, Jukai Bay could almost see Fang Yuan losing under the might of his fist. Yet at the next moment, the 8 phantoms charged towards him, from all directions, encircling him. Wild boar charged, brown bear smacked, crocodile bit, green bull attacked with its horn, horse stomped, stone turtle suppressed, white elephant attacked with its tusks, and black python coiled. Bam, bam, bam. Howl, howl, howl. Boom, boom, boom. The 8 beast phantoms went into a frenzy, assaulting Jukai Bay ferociously. Smoke rose and rocks flew. Jukai Bay was pummeled by the 8 great phantoms while being surrounded in the middle. Being attacked from all directions, Jukai Bay's giant body that was 3 times the original size, became a giant punching bag. His ivory armor could not take it anymore, breaking as the white fragments flew. At areas where it did not break, cracks appeared. Many people stared at this scene in shock, opening their eyes and mouths wide, speechless. There was almost 1,000 GU masters watching this, yet no one said a word, as they observed the 8 ferocious phantoms engulfing Jukai Bay. A moment later, the 8 phantoms turned hollow again, as they vanished without a trace. The smoke dispersed, and Jukai Bay half kneeled on the ground, hugging his head as he breathed roughly. It's finally over. He slowly lowered his arms, staring at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was holding 2 primeval stones, recovering his primeval essence as much as he could. He had a great aptitude in the heavenly essence treasure lotus. Now he multitasked, absorbing the essence from both primeval stones. His primeval essence had already recovered to 70%. Seeing this, Jukai Bay's eyes twitched. He loosened his tightly clenched teeth, throwing up blood and broken teeth fragments. Intense pain assaulted him from all parts of his body, causing him to feel dizzy as his ears buzzed. He was thrashed really badly. If I had not activated the ivory armor GU so desperately, I might have fainted already. Jukai Bay felt some after fear, but because he did this, he did not have much yellow gold primeval essence left. He did not expect this change of event. When he thought of using the Dragon Travel Tiger Steps GU to retreat, it was too late. The 8 beast phantoms surrounded him and prevented him from getting away. Jukai Bay assessed, there was more than 10 areas in his body where bones were broken. With such injuries, he could only choose to heal the important areas, as his primeval essence was running low. He had primeval stones on him as well, but he could not absorb the natural essence during battle. Fang Yuan would not give him the chance. To do so, he needed a good opportunity. Like earlier, when Jukai Bay was beaten till he was helpless, Fang Yuan had free time to use his primeval stones. Even so, Fang Yuan was taking a risk. He was doing 2 tasks at once, absorbing the essence from his primeval stones while controlling his beast phantoms. His control of his GU was lowered during the period. What did I see earlier? Unbelievable, the beast phantoms turned into solid attackers. Since when did Strength Path GU masters become so strong? They had such a strong attack. After a while, the spectators finally reacted, asking out in shock. Outside the battle stage, chaos ensued again. Shang Xinxi stared with her eyes wide open, shocked and overjoyed. Brilliant light shone in her eyes. Good lad. Wei Yong punched his fists, shouting excitedly. Although Bai Ningbing was quiet, her eyes were shining with an eerie blue light. Able to turn the hollow beast phantoms into solid figures. Such a GU worm, could it be? Yan Tu's expression was solemn, as he thought about the GU that Jukai Bay desired for such a long time, and had constantly told him. What you used earlier, is it Strength Chi GU? Jukai Bay slowly stood up, his voice was hoarse as a hint of bitterness could be heard. He did not attack, and Fang Yuan was happy about that as he absorbed the natural essence, saying, you guessed right, it is the Strength Chi GU. Jukai Bay blanked out for a bit before showing a complicated expression, containing envy, jealousy, helplessness, and bitterness. Strength Chi GU, Strength Chi GU he. He sighed as he raised his head. Ancient Strength Path GU worms were nearly extinct. Whenever any news of them appeared, it would make Jukai Bay extremely interested. He had searched for many years, but to think that he would experience the strength of the Strength Chi GU from this young Fang Yuan. Beast phantoms were the traces of great Tao, hollow and immaterial, they could not attack directly. But, once a GU master had the strength Qi GU, the GU master can activate it and create the formless Qi of strength. The beast phantoms leave Fang Yuan's bodies, and attach themselves to the Qi of strength, gaining the ability to attack directly. After that Qi vanishes, the beast phantoms would lose their host, and dissipate, returning to Fang Yuan's body. Fang Yuan's strength Qi GU was the product of his closed-door refinement. The main ingredient to create the strength Qi GU was the rank 4 atmosphere GU. When Fang Yuan saw it at the auction, he got the idea of buying it immediately. Atmosphere GU, strength Qi GU, they were both Qi path GU. The laws in them were similar, thus, they could be converted to one another using refinement. This conversion recipe was extremely complex. Using more than 20 ingredients, to carry out reverse refinement, there were more than 30 steps in this. The heat and timing have to be controlled precisely, and there cannot be any errors. The success rate was not low though, it was more than 80%. Strength Qi GU was only a rank 3 GU. Fang Yuan spent many days and nights, staying in the secret room without any rest, using his rich experience and calm attitude to successfully refine the strength Qi GU. In his previous life, only after 200 years did this recipe become popular among recipe masters, and become publicly known. As for now, the recipe master that created this was not even born yet. Of course nobody knew about it. There is no need to continue. I surrender. Knowing that Fang Yuan had the strength Qi GU, Zhu Kaibei lost his will to fight, surrendering. With this GU, Fang Yuan had a strong long-range attacking method. Close range, long range, being extremely strong at both. This was the way of the true ancient strength path. Zhu Kaibei could no longer get close to Fang Yuan, even if he used Jin transformation. In contrast, Fang Yuan had many ways to finish him. The attack of the 8 phantoms, Zhu Kaibei did not want to experience it again. Of course, Zhu Kaibei knew the weakness of the strength Qi GU very clearly. It expended a lot of primeval essence, 5% of snow-silver primeval essence was needed to contain 1 beast phantom. 8 beast phantoms would amount to 40%. Even in Fang Yuan's peak state, having 90% primeval essence, he could only use this move twice. And this was only in theory. In a real battle, Fang Yuan needed to use his movement GU, defense GU, all-out effort GU, and others. His primeval essence would be expended in more ways, and the number of times he could use the 8 phantoms would only be once. Such a move could not be used easily, because of the great consumption. If it bore no results, the GU master would be weakening himself. Thus, Fang Yuan left it to the end. After Zhu Kaibei used Jin transformation, he relaxed his mind. Such an attitude was captured by Fang Yuan, thus he managed to injure him heavily. When GU masters battle, they use GU worms, but the person himself was still the key. Once a person reveals a flaw, that would be the greatest loophole. At this time, the hosting GU master came up and announced the result. Zhu Kaibei admitted defeat. Many people could not accept this. Fang Zheng really shot through the sky. The world is changing, the world is changing. Zhu Kaibei was called half the sky of the battle stage, but now this sky could not contain Fang Yuan anymore. After this battle, Fang Yuan's reputation tore through the sky.